And now, from the bowels of the internet, it's the Hate-Bit Podcast.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Hate-Bit Podcast, half-year spectacular! I'm Yell Chaos. Joining me as always, the incredible Sainted Magnus.
Hi.
The uncanny Alpha Omega Sin.
Sorry, I wasn't at church this Sunday. I was out smoking crack with Satan.
Yeah.
And the spectacular Razor Fist.
Now with karate chop action. God fucking speed, folks.
And we thank you for joining us for one more episode of the Hate-Bit Podcast, Episode 6, Season 2. And since this is our 6-month anniversary, or semi-annual anniversary, whatever you call it, we have a special guest from YouTube, MangaMinx. MangaMinx, who are you? What are you doing here?
Hi there, guys. My name is MangaMinx. I'm a Let's Player on YouTube. I play horror games and say cunt a lot, and that's what I'm known for. Cunt, cunt, cunt.
Cunt.
How you doing?
We love you already.
Cunt.
And your appearance brings more cunts to the Hate-Bit Podcast.
Cunt.
Exactly. I think of myself as a bringer of cunts
Cunty, cunty,
throughout
cunty,
the world.
And we appreciate it. You're a cunt magnet, and good for you.
I wish I was.
Should be called a cunt magnet. Maybe it would work out for them. You know, they'd be more happiest.
So we're the Hate Brit podcast again. Is what you're saying. I think today, because there's so much British on the show, I think every single thing that's awesome, we should shout capital.
Capital.
Every single
Capital idea.
Actually, I was a bigger fan of Paramount. Indubitably.
Anyway, trying to destroy our fucking top-notch accents. Let's get on with the shit.
Oh, well, actually, I thought we have accents and you don't.
No, you have bastardizations of the British language. Of the English language. At that.
We
Well,
speak
that's
the
good.
Queen's English.
We speak English. Proper English. Real English.
Proper
right
English,
kind
like
of
what
English
we do.
where R doesn't make a noise, right?
and an H makes far too much sound.
And her has 4 letters instead of 3.
Welcome to our show. We got a great big show for you today. We got some stupid people said some stupid things, and there's a lot to talk about, so thank you for joining us. Right now, we're going to go into our discussion topics. Time to have a great big discussion. Sainted Magnus decided we had to do this, and I think I agree. Welcome to the 2013 Tokyo Game Show Damage Report. For more, we go to Sainted Magnus. Sainted Magnus, what happened at the Tokyo Game Show?
Pretty much all the same shit that we've been seeing for the past 6 months. Well, basically since E3. Some notable announcements, for example, the packages for the PlayStation 3 Super Slim was announced. They showed off some more demo gameplay of Resident Evil 6 and all the other Capcom travesties that are due out this next couple of months. So, anyway, take it away. We've got some news stories that we want to talk about. Where do we start with that? Because you've got them all listed there.
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that happened at the Tokyo Game Show. I'm curious, what stuck out to you, Sainted
What
Magnus?
stuck out to me was pretty much nothing.
Oh, so it made a real impression.
I was going to say, how about Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, which looks fucking awesome?
It does look awesome, yes, but we weren't going to talk about that.
Oh, what about Book of Memories, guys? Come on, the killer app for the Vita. No? Silent Hill Book of Memories? No?
Well, the
I just
Vita actually
purchased the
got some games announced for it. Like there's a Guilty Gear Accent Core X50 million being made for the system. There's a new Blaze Blue on the way, which I'm actually pretty excited for.
It's getting a proper port of Muramasa the Demon Blade, so now it'll be in its high-def glory. Oh.
I am
does look
officially
really
going on record as saying, fuck Blaze Blue, bring back Guilty Gear. I'm right. I
Yes.
love Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear.
Blaze Blue has none of the charm of Guilty Gear. I'm sorry.
No, it's not a spiritual successor, but it's still a good game.
No, it's an unnecessary fucking wannabe. You got a bunch of characters that are nothing but living in a shadow of it. They didn't really change up the mechanics of the game to stand on its own 2 feet. All it is a poor man's Guilty Gear. And yes, people can get mad at that. Both games are good, don't get me wrong. I can play both of them, enjoy them. But the fact is that Guilty Gear came first and is just overall better.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, way better soundtrack too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I still listen to that soundtrack, and it's actually one of the only video game soundtracks I actually thoroughly enjoy.
The thing is,
what
more
about the
people
other?
like
What about
that
the
'cause
big? What about the big story, right, guys? The Wii U is dead because apparently the PS3 and Vita crossed over can do everything that it does.
Wait, an introductory price of what, about $650 altogether or some shit?
Yeah, that's the biggest feature. It can be nearly $1,000.
That's the one thing it can do that the Wii U can't.
Outstanding. Well, I know Michelle. She's getting right on that fucking.
I am looking forward to the Wii U exceptionally. It looks like it's going to be the best console of all time. I can't wait to try and look at my TV screen and another screen while I play. I think it is a great feature, and I'm sure it will sell lots of units.
Yeah. Right.
And if anybody's sensing sarcasm, you were very mistaken. That is not sarcasm emanating from your speakers or earphones.
That's just
You're
how
British,
English
you're
people
always
sound.
sarcastic.
English people just are permanently sarcastic. We live in a state of sarcasm.
Yep.
I'm sure Sainty would agree. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, if I lived in a place that had gray skies for 364 fucking days a year, I'd be a little, not always on the chipper side of things.
Here. It rains all the time, and then we get the odd bit of drizzle.
But it's warm, right? In the summer? That's the main thing, isn't it?
Warm rain.
Warm rain.
Warm rain. I like the way you put it. Warm rain.
That way you're comfortable when you drown.
Exactly. Like in the winter, it's like rain that if you step outside into it, you sort of just freeze solid. Whereas in the summer, you can just get soaked and enjoy yourself, you know?
Exactly.
That's what the tourism board says anyway.
Yes. And
We
they say
welcome you all back.
they say the best part of Britain is the Lake District. Why? Because it rains all the time.
We welcome you all to the Hate-Bit podcast.
Yay.
Yeah, someone's stacking the deck around here. But anyway, Britain seems like a fabulous place, but what happened in Tokyo?
A game show.
What does the Tokyo Tourism Board say?
Aside from a 20-year recession, not much.
Not much of nothing, to be fair.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I said earlier when all the trailers started to be announced for the new Metal Gear Solid, whatever. I feel like Tokyo Game Show, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this. I feel like Tokyo Game Show is a superfluity at this point. It's never going to be as big as E3, and we all know that. And it's kind of losing big announcements.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see any big announcements at this year's Tokyo Game Show. There were a lot of trailers for games we already knew were coming out. Am I wrong?
Like the new Ace Attorney? Yeah, I got to see gameplay. Sorry.
But that's
and
all
the new
they've
Mega
done,
Man
really.
X.
That's all they've done, really.
Oh, wait. You mean Mega Man crossover?
Whatever it is.
I mean, Mega Man
that
iOS.
fucking that abomination that they have coming out. That's basically an on rails side scrolling whatever the fuck piece of shit. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
With
gonna kill
and the
itself.
trailer had 3 full seconds of gameplay.
Wow!
Well, technically there is no gameplay in it. You don't actually get to control it. It controls itself, and you just pretend that you're interacting with it. It's fucking it's heinous to anybody who's ever picked up any Mega Man game. Any Mega Man game that you've picked up is fucking the most amazing thing ever. Even if you thought it was shitty, by comparison to this, it's horrid.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
Can I just modify your previous statement? It's pretty much
sure.
any Capcom game you're playing recently. Because if you think about it, all a Capcom game is you see that button there, that green button, yeah, press that. You see that arrow there? Follow it. That's pretty much gaming in a nutshell at the moment.
And after that, press the green button once more.
Exactly.
One of the few times that I would tell them to implement any kind of DLC would be for this, because I would like a DLC pack for actual gameplay. download it, and now you can control the game. Well, hot fucking damn! Now it's actually like a video game and not just a flash game without much.
Don't give them ideas, Alpha. Don't give them ideas.
Yeah, I have done that in the past, and they've
Don't
actually
do that. They'll charge us for gameplay now.
I hope they. You don't think they really listen to this, do you? I hope. Are they?
There are some games that do charge for gameplay already. It's like a thing, isn't it? The free-to-play stuff, like with EA and things like that, heading towards it.
Ugh.
You can choose which parts of the game you want, but we'll just give you no game to begin with.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
the premise, I think, really.
Yeah, I think that was I completely. I think that was the premise of Final Fantasy 13. Actually, that was. Oh, I'm sorry. Walking forward and watching cutscenes, right? Sorry. Lost
Oh
the
wait,
plot.
no, you got to mash the one button a whole bunch. That's kind of interacting, I think, maybe. Pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that. I know if you have a button with auto on it, then you just hold it down. But
Yeah, by that same logic, using the remote control, fucking working the clicker is actually more interactive than Final Fantasy 13.
Final Fantasy
It
13
is, yeah.
is just
Anytime
a
that I'm
corridor game. End of story.
If you're scanning for a movie on Netflix, it's more interactive and more engaging and more exciting than every battle in Final Fantasy 13 ever.
Fact.
To be fair, like some of the art house indie games that pass for games lately that I have been playing, I've had more exciting shits than I have games that tell a story without you actually having to do anything.
Yes.
It's getting quite bad within the industry actually as a whole.
Yes.
Too bad there's not more of these on handhelds. That way you can shit while there's shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would actually brighten the game as well. You could
That
get more
would be
involved.
Smell-o-vision.
Why do you think I play Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D on the John?
because you like possibly getting feces on your handheld console.
You know what? I want to know, how is it that none of us have talked about the fact that we'll be able to go and fucking do a double-decker in the bathroom while playing the Wii U? Because we'll have the game right there on the gamepad. That'd be pretty fucking sweet, minus the mess and cleanup.
That depends heavily on how far your Wii U is from the John.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
look
good-
who they're marketing this thing toward. These people are inert. They're they're just, these are the kind of people who want to sit on their couch 24 hours a day. They don't have things to do. They're not like late for a stockholders meeting. You know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers are sitting in a dark room for long stretches of time. What does it matter?
Forever. Forever.
Wait, Forever Alone?
Forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were channeling the Forever Alone meme and everything.
No, I'm just laughing at the fact that the Wii U is actually going the total polar opposite to what its last incarnation was.
In what regard?
Well, if you think about it, the Wii is all about waggling controls. Now the Wii U is sitting on your ass watching TV.
Yeah.
It's a total reverse of what its original concept was.
I don't know how to break this to you, Saint Magnus, but that's kind of what video games are.
I know. I'm just saying they've gone the polar opposite to
seriously.
what the Wii was all about.
Not necessarily. I mean, the whole Wii thing was to get you off your ass. The Wii U seems like it's like, yeah, if you want to get up, you can. If not, no big deal.
And it's just giving the option. It's broadening the
Yeah.
audience. Exactly.
It's like-
Shigeru's got a plan.
Yeah, he is like, you know what? The fat people are just going to want to be fat. Let's let the skinny people decide.
Shigeru has a plan, a greasy plan.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. He and his doppelganger Pete Rose got together, and they decided that this was the way to go.
Anyway.
Yes, it's true. It's true. They also got together with Mo from the Three Stooges, and they talked it out, and they've decided that that's the thing to do. Be greasy. That's how you dominate.
Aren't the Three Stooges Iwata, Miyamoto, and Fizame?
Fils-Aime's pretty greasy himself.
No, Fils-Aimé is a rare anomaly. He's a phenom. He is Miyamoto's monster, and you can tell. You can see the bolts in his neck. It's great. So
And the way his
Reggie's
head
not
is
in charge of
perfectly flat.
decisions. Reggie is in charge of standing there holding something and pretending and just mouthing words.
Now, am I
thought it was
crazy, or is-
I thought it was implied for the fact that he can test out the Wii Fit board to its limits.
Am I crazy? Am I crazy, or is Reggie Fils-Aimé made of blocks? Am I?
Well,
He's the blockiest, chestiest looking dude I've ever seen.
No,
Oh,
he's
absolutely.
just
Like
a
one
character.
big block, really. He's not.
No, he's made out of those things. He's made out of those things that that Rob the Robot used to stack. Those. That's what Reggie Fils-Aimé's made. They had a bunch left over. He wasn't very
I thought
popular.
it was made out
But,
of Lego bricks.
Does
I
anybody
just
else?
keep on thinking of Minecraft characters now.
I know.
Has anybody else noticed when Nintendo is doing right, Reggie Fils-Aimé is relatively trim and kind of in shape, but when Nintendo's doing stupid things, he's really big and shouldery and shit. Do you think they inflate him that way no one will talk shit?
No, I think it's just the
chronic depression kicking in.
Yeah,
exactly.
Stops failing.
No, exactly. It's lard is comfort food. So
Oh.
I just figured it was like a camel just storing it.
So he's storing the blocks. Is that what you're saying?
It's something like that. I don't know. Here, I could conclude it
thanks
just
for
by
the
saying the poor Wii Fit board there.
Ah. Yeah. Well.
Full
That's
board.
it. How you gonna know where
so nothing else from Tokyo Game Show. Like, is this how irrelevant this show has become?
It's just
So you
basically
mentioned,
E3. It's just
Metal Gear Solid Social Ops, you mentioned?
Oh right.
Said you were really looking forward to it and couldn't wait to get your hands on a copy. I vaguely
Yeah,
remember.
be still my throbbing erection.
yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
It sounds like Facebook for your phone again, but this time it uses Metal Gear Solid characters.
But
Yeah.
everyone wants to be a Metal Gear Solid character. Everyone.
I want to be a Metal Gear Solid character.
Oh,
yeah.
hey, here, there's
be one.
besides the new PlayStation 3, they showed off two new PlayStation Vita colors, blue and red.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
Anyone
really
out there giving a
good
shit?
at buying one.
I give about as much as shit as Razorfist does about different coloured
blue and red? That's amazing. I could, this. You think someone else would think to color their consoles blue and red? That's a beautiful idea.
I know. Hasn't another game company done that? Oh yeah, Nintendo.
No.
Sony.
Sony borrow an idea? No, you
No.
You are just way off. Everything Sony does is completely original and sells exceedingly well. You should know this by now.
Well, yeah. Well, look at history. Sony, they.
No, I'm not looking at history, and that's how I'm drawing these figures.
Nintendo's going to make a disc-based system for the consoles, and then that went down the pants. So Sony stole the ideas and did it themselves.
I was going to say, technically, Sony didn't steal the idea. Sony is the one that made PlayStation. They were going to be the one to make the add-on for it, and Nintendo was just going to provide their console for it to be connected to. And then Nintendo fucked over Sony, went with, what was it, Philips?
Yeah, look how that went.
And that went
What
to
a
hell
great
in a
console.
handbasket. And that's how the CDI was born. That's how we got the Zelda Abominations. That's how the PS1 was born. And that's how Nintendo put its first foot in a grave for several generations.
That they've been fighting to get out of ever since.
And they're still
Yeah,
in there now.
and for everybody out there, no, I'm not sitting here knocking Nintendo, but let's be realistic. They created their own competition by fucking them over. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
What do you mean the CDI was a mistake? Come on, you don't want to buy a console for the bargain price of $5,000 and your ever-loving soul? No.
Well,
No?
you know what? I was kind of thinking about it. They do have that one amazing controller with the analog stick that seems like it's going to fall off in the center of it. Looks like remote control. And then they have that one game that's like oh god, it's like poetry or some shit. And that's all it really is.
The Flowers of Robert Mapplethorpe.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah, and the
I'm looking at it right now.
And you forget.
Dude, even the fucking name of it alone is just like, I might buy that just because it made me chuckle. Like,
It's right across the room for me. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah. And these things were like $70 fucking back in like 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
That today is like, that could buy you a house, I think, or something.
You know what's depressing is the rich kid on the block who is just like, I get all the newest gadgets out there and the newest game consoles. Then they get this, go to school and brag, and get their shit beat out of them from kids who are laughing the entire time while throwing blows into their fucking jaw.
Yeah, it's the same kid who bought the Game Gear and the Virtual Boy. It's that same fuckhead. You know?
Yeah,
kid
there
who
was-
had
I was
the
going to say
gravity
the kid. To be fair, the kid that bought the Virtual Boy came to school blind. The kid that bought the Game Gear, he came to school built as shit because that thing is as big as a fucking Buick.
It is a
He'd be
fucking
buff as
Buick.
shit. He'd be like, "You want to beat me up? You say? I have 6 AA batteries just here in a sock. I'm about to start swinging, motherfuckers."
Oh yeah, you could beat the fuck out of your teacher with a Game Gear.
Same
you
kid
could
who
beat the
bought the
fuck out of a
Atari-
bouncer at a bar with a Game Gear.
Don't even get started on the Atari Lynx. Jesus Christ, you could knock out the Romanian army with that thing.
Even a smaller version of that was basically just like backing up a semi. It was fucking amazing in size.
But you must
That's what she said.
admit, Sega and handhelds don't really go together. Because look at the Nomad, the smaller version of the Mega Drive Genesis, and that was about the size of a fucking bookcase. Yeah.
It also had just as piss poor battery life, which is depressing. And I swear when that thing came out, I wanted one so bad, but I just kept on crossing my fingers and looking in video game magazines, waiting for like the portable Super Nintendo to pop up. Little did I know I was going to have to wait until Super Boy came out, which is a stupid fucking name, by the way. So.
It is. It looks like it says supper.
Yeah, and every
Boy,
time
come on here for supper.
when I see it, it just makes me think of like an idiotic rapper trying to cash in on video game culture.
It is going on, actually. Have you looked in the YouTube inbox?
Oh no.
I don't know. We're about to go into the mailbag.
We are about to go into the mailbag because, as you know, everything we've talked about has to do with Tokyo Game Show. We love to stay on topic here on the Hate-Bit Podcast, and we thank you for joining us once again. But now it's time! It's time to go into the mailbag. Did we have enough to say about the Tokyo Game Show? Too bad, because we're moving on. Because there was nothing much to say about what went on in Tokyo.
We're not going
but,
to talk about the PlayStation 3 Super Slim package deals that they're doing.
Oh dear.
well, we can talk about that later. Thanks for letting the cat out of the bag, Sainted
Right,
Magnus.
Kevin Butler.
Well, somebody has to fuck up your day.
Well, yes, but that's usually Kevin Sorbo's job.
Oh.
What?
It's Sunday. Never mind. I'll explain some other time. I live in a very bad zoned area for television. Anyway,
Were you that kid
you know
who
what?
had
Fuck
nothing-
it.
Were you
Huh?
that kid who had nothing to watch on Saturday but Xena and Hercules?
Where
were
do you
that
think
kid.
video games came into play?
I knew it.
But I would never play a Xena video game because I don't.
I had you pegged right from the first moment.
Oh, you did? Oh, you
And
had me.
speaking- Again, speaking of pegging, Lucy Lawless. No, I'm just kidding. Continue.
You know, ordinary podcasts, regular podcasts would get rid of stupid shit like this. But you know what? Right here on the Hate-Bit Podcast, this is the kind of thing we need to keep this show going. And we thank you for sticking around. So, Sainted Magnus, make sure and leave this in the show. Now we go to the Hate-Bit Cunt Bag. And this week's Hate-Bit Cunt Bag is brought to you by Alpha Omega Sins Makes Women Fuck You Cologne. Because it makes women fuck you. Anyway, our first piece Our first piece of mail comes to us at hatebitpodcast@gmail.com. Please drop us a line if you have any questions, comments, or concerns of any kind. This first piece of mail comes to us from Rylan666, and he says, "Hey, you four necro nunfuckers." Well, he didn't say hello to
Nunfuckers. I
Manky,
like
but he
that.
did. You like that?
Necro nunfuckers.
If you had
You
said
just-
that to me, that would have been quite weird, to be fair.
That's fairly
You're
accurate.
psychic.
See? He says, just want to say, keep the podcast coming. They are fucking great, and I love to listen to them every week. I've posted a few questions before, but since you didn't answer or read them, I'm guessing, according to Yell Chaos, they sucked. Oh, well, either way. He says, I was just wondering if any of you heard about the Fallout MMO being closed, and from all of you how you felt about the Fallout series in general. If this is once again another crappy question, then I'll just have to keep trying. You guys are fucking sick, and I love you all. Yes, I've had a few beers. Rylan666.
Yes, and that was a shit question. Move on.
Okay, we can do just that. Anyway. Anyway.
I'm kidding. I'll answer his question.
Oh, well, that's so generous of you.
Well, like a lot of modern Fallout fans, I was brought into the franchise on number 3. And to be quite fair, I actually enjoyed number 3, so I got the Game of the Year edition when that came out, and I managed to play all the DLC for it, and I thought it was a fine game from Bethesda. Moving on to the Obsidian Abomination that they released, I kind of fell out of touch with the whole Fallout franchise, and I'm not looking forward to seeing what Obsidian are going to do with the next game.
Oh boy.
See, I totally disagree. I didn't like 3, but I love New Vegas. It's shocking,
You're
I know.
insane.
I loved it. I just thought it had a better setting, better characters. Fallout 3, I brought out my ass for into the fucking into the main story.
Yeah,
I
but
never actually finished it, but New Vegas did everything.
Did you get the DLC for it? The DLC, to be quite fair, right, with any game like Oblivion or any Elder Scrolls game, modern Elder Scrolls game, and any modern Fallout game, they are essentially the same game, just different settings. And it's one of those rare occasions where the DLC makes the game better. So if you just wait a year and get the Ultimate Edition or the Game of the Year Edition and play them, you'll enjoy the game more.
Yeah, but it's still going to wind up buggier than Paris Hilton's panty liners. I mean, there's just so many fucking problems with the vanilla game of Fallout New Vegas. And that's the thing, like, even their DLC has bugs out the ass. Obsidian does not ever finish their games.
They've never
Ever.
finished the game
That is true.
They've never finished the game since the fucking studio came into fucking being.
Absolutely not. They didn't I mean, I think the first big game I remember them releasing, I'm sure they released games before, but I was KOTOR 2. And that pretty much set the trend right there. That game didn't have an ending. How you forget to give a game an ending is fucking beyond me. Like, just literally, you're the whole game you're listening to this dingy old bat talk your ear off about the Force and the dark side and blah blah. She never will shut up this entire game. And so they run out of time. They don't have time to do an ending. So what do? They let this dingy old bat talk your ear off about what the ending is going to be. She tells you the ending.
Yeah, and then you got, what's his name, that Darth Nihilus, which the fight was actually crap. It builds you up all the way to this big fight, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to have this real big epic fight with Darth Nihilus.
No, sir.
Then you get to Darth Sion. You're fighting a concrete slab. Because that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's just a concrete slab, and how did they explain that? Yeah, the dark side of the Force is holding his body together. Wow, that really fucking helped. Why didn't fucking Darth Vader use that trick when he got electrocuted? You know what? But that's another fucking story for another day. To be quite fair, KOTOR 2 is not a Star Wars game, and it's definitely not a game that I want to play again. So, but that's my feelings on the whole Obsidian side of things. Now, just going back to Fallout. I've not tried the new Fallout game, the new DLC for for New Vegas. Yeah, my words are a bit at the moment. Yeah, so I've not tried the new DLC for New Vegas, and I doubt I will. But Fallout 3, enjoyed it. I want to try the other Fallout games just to see if I actually enjoy them as much as I enjoy the Fallout 3. So. My opinion of the whole franchise as a whole, it's not bad, but Bethesda, they need to learn to finish the games, or at least give somebody else a chance to, make the games what they should be. So that's my stance. Anybody else got anything to add?
One problem with them is they're always passing the buck. They're always, every time somebody says, "Hey, Obsidian, you didn't finish your game," they blame the publisher every time. But they've worked with like every major publisher under the sun. I'm sorry, the laws of probability preclude them from having been screwed out of having enough time to make every single game they've ever made. I'm sorry, they have never made a finish.
Well, let's see how their Kickstarter goes in terms of like, will they suddenly say, actually, yeah, we were under pressure from all the people that put money into it, so we didn't finish it.
Yeah, I can see that happen. They're going to turn around and blame the people that donated to their
fans.
I could see that happening, but no. So I mean, if you look on down the line, I mean, what they made the new Dungeon Siege, that was with Microsoft. That
shit.
didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, no sir. And they made Fallout New Vegas with Bethesda. They blamed Bethesda. They made KOTOR 2 with, I think that was again with Microsoft, but it was with LucasArts too. They blamed LucasArts and Microsoft there. They worked on Alpha Protocol. They had 6 years. They're fucking... The due date for that game was pushed back 3 times. Sega gave them everything they possibly could have needed to finish that game, and it was still a buggy, half-finished piece of crap. Granted, it had some good ideas. I enjoyed Alpha Protocol, but let's be real here. That game had some serious fucking problems.
I mean, obviously, I think New Vegas was buggy. I guess I just felt more drawn into it than I did Fallout 3. Although I do love Fallout 1 and 2, which I played like back in the day, as it were, when they came out too. And I think Fallout 2 is actually my favourite of them all, probably.
Yeah, Fallout 2 is definitely the best in my opinion. But, anyways, on that note, I think I like Fallout 1. I love Fallout 2. I love Fallout 3 also. Different kind of game, but still love it. I think Fallout New Vegas is a piece of shit.
There we go.
How about Fallout Tactics?
Alpha?
What about Brotherhood of Steel?
Wait, Brotherhood of Steel was being mentioned? Uh-oh.
That didn't sound good.
Dude, that one, like, have you actually seen or played that thing?
Is it like a squad-based combat thing? I vaguely remember.
It's just fucking depressing. Like, I was excited just to hear a new Fallout game, then I saw it, and I was like, oh, all right, let's move on. But, yeah, Fallout, I mean, I grew up playing the older Fallout games thanks to a friend being kind enough to lend them to me, and I liked them a lot, but then they announced Fallout 3, and I was very iffy on it going into it, truth be told. I thought it was just going to be a generic, mindless fucking shooter that I was going to hate. I didn't think it was going to have any of the charm, appeal, the humor, the atmosphere, the setting. I thought it was just going to get it all wrong. Fallout 3, actually did a really good job of it. I didn't actually own a copy of it until I got the Game of the Year edition, though, because of all the DLC. I didn't feel like purchasing all this shit separately. And New Vegas is the only one of the bunch, with the exception of Brotherhood of Steel, that I have yet to finish. It just, I don't know, it didn't really grab me as much. But I can't give a full opinion on it because I haven't played far into it, so I don't know. But yeah, Fallout 3, awesome. Fallout 1 and 2, awesome. Did anybody even mention Tactics?
No.
I just did them briefly.
Yeah,
But I've never played it. I know that's like my knowledge of it.
That one I didn't really get to dabble with, and just Brotherhood of Steel. If anybody who's listening to this has ever even fucking played the game, you'll get a good chuckle out of it. Also, break the game. You'll be doing your system a big fucking favor. So, yay, Fallout.
I feel like there's a Dawkins song in there somewhere. But
Breaking the games.
yes, someone has to do it. Yell Chaos, you can play guitar much better than I can. I think you need to make that.
Well, according to a recent
I'm
video...
pretty sure Don Dawkins doesn't have a lot of money, so he'd probably be in a big hurry to sue.
Yeah. So what did Sainted? Did you play the fucking Fallout series or what the fuck?
I've already given my 2 cents.
You just said everything about him, yeah.
Fuck you.
I gave my 2 cents, so it's...
You
Wow,
call that vitriol?
Yeah, this shows how memorable he is. No, I'm just fucking.
Fuck you.
All right, well, in that case, we move on over to our YouTube inbox. Please drop us a line at our inbox here on YouTube. We have a question from Powerman293.
Power Man,
said-
wow.
Powerman293. He says, wait a minute, weren't you related to Rob Zombie? Never mind. He says,
Oh.
Throne?
Groan. That was awful.
Throne? Well, I know that. That's why it's on this show. Get it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Somebody doesn't get it.
I mean, maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. Whatever. This is why they make me talk. Powerman293, he says, hey, Hate-Bitters, I just wanted to say a few things to you guys that are probably going to make you disagree with me. Well, I disagree immediately. Do I have to continue reading?
Go on.
No.
All right then. He says, firstly, I actually like the new RoboCop suit design.
Go and get your eyes tested, and then come back to us.
He continues, make fun of it all you want, looking like a reject Power Ranger, but you know what? And there's a question mark. The original RoboCop suit was inspired by Metal Hero Gavon, a takusatsu series similar to Power Rangers Super Sentai. In fact, both series are made by the same company, Toei.
Why is he telling us this? This is exactly what I ranted about last week. He doesn't realize, he doesn't know the whole story. It was inspired. They looked at Japanese, Japanese TV shows and at anime, and then they went way too far in that direction. And then the studio was like, "Hey, you know what? That looks really fucking retarded, and no one will ever want to watch that." So they came back and they were like, your first design, the one that looked like it was like an automobile, like it was built by the Detroit automobile industry, that design, you should stick with that because it looks way better and more iconic. So
and not to mention they'll have songs.
They went back to the original design. It's true Paul Verhoeven got way carried away and was like, "Hey, let's make this look like a fucking Gundam." It's true, but they eventually went back to their original concept because that was fucking retarded.
I need to just say that I know nothing about the new Robocop film, so I just Googled the image and I threw up in my mouth. So, yeah.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. You might want to brush your teeth right after the podcast.
I was going to say, that's a similar reaction that everybody around the entire world has had.
It is a retarded
Glad to know I'm
design.
not in a minority.
It's a retarded design, and I do like Sentai and Power Rangers, but it's not. It's too identical to be unique.
Somebody needs to Photoshop that photo and get Rex in the corner going, "Shepherd."
There you go. That's perfect. It basically Commander Shepard in Detroit.
I don't know. I would kind of like to see him plucked from where he is and then thrown into like a WCW pay-per-view like Halloween Havoc. Because, we had the original RoboCop there. Why not the new one? So that'd be sweet. Except for WCW's dead, but fuck you. I can dream.
Uh-oh.
Dream.
Watch out. Incoming wrestling discussion. No. Sorry.
I know. Now, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but there's actually a letter going on right now.
Is it? All right.
I know. I don't know what happened.
Well,
He goes on to say, "I'm not."
We're just breaking it down before we break it down.
And we appreciate that, absolutely. You are quite the detective, Sainted Magnus.
Yay.
He goes on to say, "I'm not saying you don't have a right to make fun of it, but just be wiser about what you are using to compare it to. Now, before I go on with the rest of the letter, I like to let you know that there should be some listener discretion for explicit content." He says, "Finally, fuck you, Sainted Magnus."
Well, can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there?
You can't do that right after I've said the fuck you part.
Well, that's what I'm responding to. Yeah, fuck you too. There we go.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Anyway, fuck you, Sainted Magnus.
And I hope you
He says,
crash.
"You're
I hope
goddamn
you die in
hatred
a
of the
horrific car accident."
Oh, there you go.
I like that you say it in a very gentlemanly way. You're just like, and I would like you to go and jump off of a cliff and explode or something.
It's the British
Like,
way.
It's the British way.
You sound so kind when you say it. Like, if you told me to go fuck off on the phone, I'd be like, "Oh, well, you have a good day too." Wait a minute, you didn't say a good day.
Yeah. It's like World War II all over again. More
No.
Poland.
It's
Poland, Herr Chancellor. No.
It's more like towards the time of the discovery of the New World. Like us Americans, we shot the Indians. The British were very nice. They came and they gave them blankets filled with pox. That's like, because I hope you get warm and die. See, that's just their style. It's a tradition.
Yes.
We got all the Indians in a room. Like, gave them the blankets. They were all really happy. They all left, and just as they left the room, the guy at the desk at the front leans forward and speaks into a microphone and says, "Kill them." Just as they leave. It's the British way.
Yes.
Yes.
Why do you think we make good bad guys?
As long as you do it with a monocle.
Oh, yeah, everyone in England has a monocle, even the girls. I have one. I have two, actually. One for each eye.
So do I.
I was gonna say, if you have a monocle in each eye, that's kind of like the Deus Ex
between
glasses.
as well. I think they're called glasses. I have two pairs because I'm blind as a fucking bat.
No. Since there's two of them, it's a bionicle.
Bionicle. Didn't Lego make them?
Anyway, he goes on to say. He goes on to say, "Your goddamn hatred of the Wii U and its vision of failing are the goddamn ideas of a shitty-ass fanboy who wants Nintendo to die. You cannot argue against the fact that the launch window of the Wii U is superior to the 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii, but you still call it mediocre. Good games are good games, and you cannot argue that. Good ports are better than most of the launch title shit a console usually gets. I do agree Nintendo needs to show us more first-party games, but other than that, I was satisfied with the September 13th conference. In fact, I call it really good, Nintendo TV aside. The Wii U will succeed this holiday, and I will laugh in your fucking face when it does. Good games, low launch price here in the States anyway, and the Nintendo brand is proof enough that this system is going to do fine. Live on, Alpha Omega Sin, you rock, by the way. Powerman293 needs to have a warm milk and a nap.
Yes. And an axe to the face.
And an axe to the face, that's nice.
I was shocked and appalled.
To be quite fair, the Wii U, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a console, it's just a Wii HD, which is what it should have been in the first place about 6 years ago.
You don't understand, man! You don't know what it's like!
You know that every time we criticize Nintendo, Shigeru sort of spins in his cryogenic chamber he uses to stay young, and it's like turning in the grave, but not quite. He's not quite there yet.
Oh, he's got the Michael Jackson hyperbaric chamber, does he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I don't. From her saying that, I kept imagining the scene from Star Wars Episode 3 when Darth Vader is being lifted up on a chair, but instead of Darth Vader's helmet, I just saw Shigeru Miyamoto's face with that big grin. And it's freaking me the fuck out right now. Like, in the back of my head, I'm just flipping shit, and I'm like, all right, gotta keep my cool. I'm doing this podcast. Gotta be, pretend professional right now. Don't freak out at Darth Miyamoto. He's gonna fucking get me in my dreams.
Darth Moto.
With the acid flashback right now.
Dude, the fucking Master Saber. That's what he's gonna come down with and absolutely maul my day. It's gonna fucking suck.
It's gonna be like a dark green.
Yeah, dude, oh my god, instead of... I have too many fucking scary ideas going through my head, and now there's going to be creepypasta all over the internet. I can't go on for any further.
I'm now envisioning him, force choking Reggie, before a conference as well. He looks so, excited.
I don't know, man. He may be able to bring down an entire TIE fighter or some shit like that, but Reggie's a big fucking dinosaur of a man.
Well, he's got his apprentice, hasn't he? Don't forget his apprentice.
Well,
if the video game crash does come, it's going to crash right into Reggie's chest.
Maybe Iwata could be the apprentice. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, guys. You got to be careful because Reggie's body is ready. So.
Yeah, but have they got the?
So we've heard.
Have they got the titanium reinforced fucking Wii Fit board ready for him?
Are you
all the
kidding
fucking,
me?
Crazy shock absorbers built into it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, man? The side walls of the Nintendo of America building are reinforced like the Pentagon just in case he gets lost and doesn't walk through something.
They're Hulk friendly.
Yeah, so the Wii U. I've already given my 2 cents, and We've already
talked about the Wii U. Can we talk about something else like... How about this letter that I'm going to read?
Well,
tax reform.
Tax reform.
Tax reform. We can discuss tax reform. Fuck taxes.
To be quite fair, tax reform is more interesting than the Wii U, in my opinion.
It's got a better launch line.
Yes. Get something out.
Why is that not one of the launch titles? The Wii U tax reform.
Tax reform edition.
Did you see that in the WiiWare or the Nintendo eShop? All right, tax return or tax reform 3D.
Hey, I can do my taxes
by the way,
in 3D.
Yeah, and P.S. WiiWare is possibly the most profane sounding name I've ever heard in my life. Just throwing that right out there.
Yeah, but it still sounds like an ambulance when you say Wii U, Wii U.
We all know where it really came from, though. Chosen one! I'm coming. Chosen one! Wee! So yes.
I have
go on.
no idea what you're talking about.
Dude, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Yeah,
I have
no.
no idea. No.
That film is
you
funny
terrible
as
people,
fuck.
you've never seen it. It genuinely, it's
bad persons.
It's a pretty funny movie, but the thing is, there's a character in it that she talks in a high-pitched voice, and she goes, wee, and it's kind of ironic because, the system's called Wii U, which is the same exact sound that she made, and if you have to explain the joke, it's never fucking funny, especially if they don't see the movie.
You sold me the film. I'm going to go get it now.
Oh, hey, there we go. Awesome. I just made a sale.
God damn you people.
So what
Anyway,
about
that's
that letter?
You know what? You know what? You've disgusted me. That means we have to move on with the rest of our show. We'll pick up that letter in the second half. That's going to do it for the Hate-Bit Cunt Bag for episode
do we
6.
have to? Can't we just throw it in the bin and wipe our asses with it?
No, because it's a very. It looks like it's going to have a great big discussion behind it, and
what's it to discuss? The Wii U's shit.
It wasn't about the Wii. You know what? You're ruining the show.
I'm ruining the show. He ruined the show by sending that letter. So, as far as I'm concerned,
no. He gave us ammunition.
He gave us ammunition. Yeah, ammunition to beat the fuck out of him with.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
British people giving people ammunition sounds like there's a civil war on somewhere.
Well, it's all like the Americans giving Afghanistan warheads.
Hey, you, shush. That was about Russia. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, it wasn't our fault that they were like, really crafty with their resources and saved a few.
I know.
It's not our fault they learned how to manage things. Anyway, so that's going to do it for the Hate-Bit Cunt Bag for episode 6, as I stated previously, which was brought to you by Alpha Omega Sins Makes Women Fuck You Cologne. First on the chopping block. Oh, you're not going to believe this, gang, but apparently, brand new game Dishonored is too difficult for the average gamer. Is that quite right, Sainted Magnus?
That is true. There was an article recently released on Destructoid, of all places.
Oh boy.
I think sorry, wrong site. Lazy Gamer, actually. They recently put the game up for playtesting, and according to Arcane, it says here in playtesting, Arcane found that people just weren't all that able about all to go about finishing the mission using their own heads. Without at least some sort of clue, people would just wander around aimlessly, hoping for the mission to complete itself. That was actually on the website, and
modern gamers struggling with thinking for themselves. I'm shocked to know that this could happen.
Yeah.
I don't see where this could come from.
Considering that most gamers that on this podcast are from the late 80s, early 90s, and we were playing games without a walkthrough or even a fucking internet to actually look up what to do on our fucking games. That it's kind of funny that they're having to change games for people that don't know how to play fucking games. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. Painful. Well, what do you mean, MangaMinx? I mean, you loved Dear Esther's on Rails gameplay so much.
Dear Esther is actually one of the greatest games I've ever played. I was so absorbed by the walking simulator mechanics that I couldn't wait to get to the end and just to see what the enchanting story read in such a poignant way could truly bring to the experience.
Yeah.
It was actually a piece of shit. It was the biggest load of cunt fuck I've ever played in my life, and I hope it burns, really. Really do. I'd like to imagine the fields, the beautifully rendered source engine fields in the game, ignited, and the main character screaming in agony as the flames lick higher and melt the skin off his flesh.
Yay!
Yes! Wow!
And that's available on a t-shirt as of next week.
She will be releasing a bit of MangaMinx merchandise with that written on the back. It'll be a very big shirt, but...
On the front, you can have the guy's face just in the fire with the skin peeling. That'd be great.
Outstanding.
That would be.
Just in case you thought she wasn't as filled with hate as we are.
That's kind of confirmed it, hasn't it?
What do you mean, there, Hester? What the fuck are you talking about?
That is sad, though. I mean, people would literally just sit there and wait for the mission to complete its... I mean, this is getting so bad at this point. Of course, now... You could argue, like, sitting there and wandering aimlessly and whatever is not really encouraged in a lot of these hand-holding games. Because has anybody played, like, Black Ops or Modern Warfare 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well, pretty much modern gaming nowadays is, you see this button, press it. Yeah, you see that arrow, follow it. You see that guy?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like perfect example, in Modern Warfare 3, like, one of the first missions, you're running around following somebody. And... if you stand there, the game's over. Because if you venture so much as 15 feet away from the main character that has a bright, flashing follow icon above their head, the game instantly is over. Because, God forbid, we provide some eventuality for if the player decides to go off and explore. But yeah, that's the idea. You're following some asshole. You're on a linear path, but no, if you sit there, you're fucked.
I'll tell you what game felt really linear to me recently, actually. Lollipop Chainsaw, which I was playing purely for professional purposes, you understand. It was like...
Right.
It felt so on rails. I was kind of saddened because I really enjoyed things like Shadows of the Damned and Killer 7, and this felt overly structured to the point I was irritated by it, if you know what I mean.
Didn't Alpha, you enjoyed that game, didn't you, sir?
I did quite a bit.
Yeah, you're
to
insane.
me, it actually just felt more like a beat 'em up, to be honest. To me, beat 'em ups, you get to the stage, it locks you into an area, kill everything in sight, move on to the next area.
I didn't think it was awful. I just felt it was just a bit too structured, perhaps, for me, I guess.
I mean, by comparison to Suda's other work, I would say that by comparison, yeah, it definitely is. Whenever you look at things like Shadows of Dam, which I still say is his best game that he's ever made, because
it's fantastic, isn't it?
It's the
really
most
good.
polished. But I mean, Lollipop Chainsaw has gotten so much shit for all the wrong reasons. That's one of the things that bothers me about the game is people hate it because the main character is a chick with her tits hanging out, because we've never seen that in a game or a comic or an anime or anything like that before. Fuck all, I can't believe that. That's goodness gracious. And it has gratuitous violence? Whoa, now. Everybody calm down, this is a first. Silly.
Gotta love gratuitous violence.
I'm pretty sure Shadows of the Damned had like full frontal nudity, didn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's actually a part where you're running over Garcia's girlfriend. You're running over her ass, and I think you run between her tits at one part.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yes!
Yeah, and to me, like when it was happening, I was just like, dude, this is awesome. These are like the biggest knockers in any game. That is fucking cool as hell. And just
You are
you know,
speaking my language.
and in the game, he just always gets to say "big boner," and then he just starts shooting gigantic enemies in the eyeball with it, which is funny because it's a money shot. But regardless,
It's only a money shot if it lands.
it does if you have good aim, and I do.
How did we wind up on this topic? Dishonored somehow?
Oh well, yeah.
This
Well,
only
Lollipop
been too
Chainsaw
hard.
got brought up, and then Suda 51 stuff got brought up. Then we talked about Shadows of Dam, which brought up boobs, which brought up the big boner, which brought up money shots, which brought up porn, which brought us to how the fuck did we get here? Look at that timeline.
Yeah,
And I'm amazed you can actually keep track
if
of it.
Dishonored is like this, if Dishonored is as difficult as they're saying, I'm looking forward to it. I want something that doesn't hold my hand, and I'm really excited for the game.
Same here.
Fuck yeah. And, the fact is that if people are complaining, this is too difficult. The main issue is that people are used to just having a linear experience, just going straight forward. Going straight forward, you get to the end, you're done, and that's really much it. And something that actually gives you options, allows you to play the game how you want to. And what they're expecting is, well, I want a gun in my hand, and I'm going to blow everybody away in this room. Holy shit, I can't just go fucking stir crazy in a room. There's consequences behind this. What, I have options that are somewhat different and unique? Ooh, wow, that's kind of weird. It's just kind of depressing. This is the current state of gamers.
I wouldn't even say it's down to difficulty either. I'd say that isn't a difficulty matter. That's just a matter of having freedom that doesn't hold your hand, as it were.
Yeah.
A game like say for example, Thief 2 on the easiest setting. It's reasonably easy once you get used to it, but it's not a linear experience. It's like an experience that still flows despite that, but it's not difficult, if you know what I mean. It still gives you the freedom of choice, as it were. Whereas, it can't be down to difficulty alone. It's the choice that's actually bothering these people. Having the freedom is what the problem is, not the difficulty.
Well, I think it's because they're stupid. So that's what they perceive as difficult. It's just like, well, I can't understand how this plays. And it's because they probably never played something like that before. This is a unique experience. All of a sudden, you're given different options. You're supposed to go about this game in a different way. And to them, well, that's difficult. Well, why is it difficult? Because I don't know what to do. It's like, well, did you try anything? Nope, I'm just standing around with my thumb in my ass. And that right there is a dead fucking giveaway. You're dealing with people with fucking double-digit IQs that shouldn't be playing anything other than, I don't know, eating bowls of soup and having their fucking helmets on to water wings and shit just to make sure that they don't drown, hit their head, and die. Yes.
Sounds good to me.
This information actually raises what I think is an interesting point. This goes to something I've been saying for a long time, is that the whole hardcore gamer demographic, I think, is actually a hollow market. It's a bunch of fucking Johnny-come-latelys who, it seems like it's a status thing. And now it's being proven. They can't play games outside of what's, the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, and it's not even a difficulty thing. Look, I'm going to come right out and say it. I don't really like difficult games that much, and I don't like games. I don't like games that are difficult for the sake of being difficult, especially. But I mean, as a rule, I like to get my story. I'm more of a story guy. I've said that on my own show. I'm very upfront about that. But these people aren't complaining about difficulty. They're complaining about having options. They're complaining about having to use their prefrontal cortex. You know what I mean? Like this is not something valid to complain about. These people are handing you control, and as a gamer, it's so stupid to complain when a developer actually hands you control, because come on, there's so few experiences like that left in gaming anymore. It's ridiculous.
They need to bring
That's
back.
why you and I are so different as gamers. I like games that spit in your face.
That's a good point. I was going to say that what happened to the days of where we could go and play a game and actually we don't get any information whatsoever. We just get handed the game, handed the control, and say, right, go off and do this. You don't get that anymore in gaming.
A game that strikes me as that a lot is like Super Metroid. When I first played, I had no fucking clue what was going on. Like, absolutely no fucking clue at all.
No one still has any clue what goes on there.
I never actually finished it. I remember being just totally confused and frustrated as a teenager playing it and just giving up in a rage halfway through the fire section because I didn't have any guide or anything. I was just fucking confused as shit.
But doesn't it drive you? Doesn't it just launch your huevos into orbit, or your non-existent huevos in the case of Miss MangaMinx? To hear people complain about things like Skyrim or Oblivion, what am I supposed to do? Why am I just in an open world? I've literally heard people level this as a complaint against the series.
Yeah.
I mean, this seriously augurs for the end of the fucking world. As far as this is insane.
I think that's just it's a matter of getting a balance. A game, I don't think a game should hold your hand at all. I think that it's, like I say, it's not a matter of difficulty. It's just a matter of giving you the freedom to explore and experience the game for yourself without holding your hand. That's important to me, rather than it being brutally difficult, for example. Although I do like Dark Souls.
Dark Souls is awesome. Demon Souls is even better, I think. But
yeah, if you got to figure out how a game works, the least you can do is Google it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You like Dark Souls? How long have the both of you been affiliated with Al Qaeda exactly? How long is that?
Just because you can't play it.
I played a little bit of it. Played a little bit of Demon Souls. Wasn't impressed, but that's just me.
Yeah, but
and was that enough to convince you to convert to Al Qaeda?
Hang on. That's because it's on a PlayStation 3, and we all know what you think of the PlayStation 3.
Hey, I loved Heavy Rain. I loved Heavy Rain.
You loved Heavy Rain, did you?
What?
He's also a big fan of heavy petting and walks on the beach.
Yes.
I'm shocked he actually liked Heavy Rain.
Oh, did you not see my review? I was glowingly positive about it, although some of the plot holes were a little eh.
Yeah, but you could see it coming from if you worked it out halfway through the game.
Oh, absolutely. About a third of the way through the game, I'm like, God damn it, I didn't want to know the identity of the killer. What the fuck? This early? This is not good. But, yeah. So what Chaos, do your job.
Yeah, so, I'm
job.
just about to. You keep talking about Al Qaeda or something.
Oh, stop it.
Are you trying to convert people to Al Qaeda or whatever? Never mind.
I think the American populace should actually keep their mouth shut about Muslims at the moment after that recent video. They don't have caused any more offense than they've already done.
No, they absolutely proved us wrong. Yeah, no, Islam is a religion of violence. Therefore, we must go out and kill everyone who said that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. How dare we postulate that position?
If you burn a Quran, it's like a Muslim may burn your house down in revenge. So I'm going to actually build a house out of Qurans, and I'll fucking learn them.
Yeah. But now we haven't even put this podcast up yet. We're already getting death threats.
Yeah, I'm going to get a fatwa out, all of us.
Yes. Yes.
This will be the worst. Wow, yeah, they'll be able to. Can you send a jihad by way of the PlayStation Network?
Probably.
So
Because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But anyway, if you'd like to send a jihad, you can reach Sainted Magnus at the SMS at PlayStation Network.
You'll have a problem with that
No
one.
one else has a jihad. No one else has a jihad. So yeah, Dishonored was too difficult, as we said that, and many other things. Now, you guys, we have a shocking revelation. There's been some statistics that have been laid out, and a lot of people are confused by this, and they don't know how to react. But statistics show that of PlayStation Vita owners, almost all own the PlayStation 3 as well. Now, this is not shocking to me because only 10 PlayStation Vitas have actually sold, so of course most of them would probably be by people who own a box that told them to buy another box. But
is that the official sales figures from Sony? Yeah.
that's absolute. Exactly. That's the fact of the matter. But speaking of boxes, Saint Magnus, how do you feel about the? Now, you are a PlayStation 3 owner and a PlayStation Vita owner. Is there a correlation between the two?
No.
No, is it just
to be quite honest, right? Let me put it this way: the stuff that they promised when they was developing this hunk of shit, they promised that you could play your PlayStation 3 games on your PlayStation Vita. You can sit on the shitter and play Metal Gear Solid 4 or whatever, or Gran Turismo 5. Or
gaming experience so reliant upon sitting on the shitter.
I know, but a lot of people, a lot of games companies seem to be doing that at the moment. Well, that's another rant for another day. But what I'm getting at is the fact that they gave us all these promises with this whole remote play, and I'm using inverted commas on this one, to actually stream shit from your PlayStation 3 and make it seamless, and it'll be brilliant, and it will work, and it'll do this, and it'll fucking polish your shoes and wipe your ass and all that sort of stuff, and they've done precisely dick with it. Also, they promised us all these great games, and yeah, the games are coming. They're there, they're on the way. They're doing what Nintendo did last year, but they've kind of elongated it for an extra fucking 6 months. And to be honest, there's no notable titles for the thing neither.
Speaking of elongating, the shower scene in Heavy Rain. Sorry. Anyways, continue.
No, the shower scene in Parasite
Wow.
Eve 2. Even better.
I always love that, how they're like, David Cage likes to pretend the game is this peerless work of art, and then he's like, okay, shower scene crotch shot.
He's French.
All right.
That's all I need to say. He's French.
I wish you would have made that a little more dry. He's French.
That's it. He's French. There we go.
Just ellipsis, ...
Yes. But just going back to the PlayStation Vita, these statistics, they're foundless, I think. I know about 4 or 5 PlayStation 3 owners that live near me, and I'm the only one that owns the Vita. So,
okay, which means that we found the sucker.
You fuckhead.
Hey, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I'm not a sucker. I got mine for free, so if I'm a
When's
sucker...
the last time you used it? Tell me that.
Actually, this morning. And you know what that was?
Oh, really? You ran out of coasters and you put your coffee on it?
No, I was going to say, you know what it was? You know what it was for? It wasn't for actually playing a game. It was actually for checking my Facebook this morning.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, because as we know, nothing is more than
£200.
Facebook.
You spent £200 on a handheld gaming console just to look at Facebook. Yay! Investment!
And there was nothing going on when you got on there anyway.
And I got poked in a message, and that was it.
Yeah, you got on there. It's like, oh, I got poked. Oh, Robert Sanders put something in the network of hate.
Yeah!
Que sera.
Shout out to Sanders.
Outstanding.
Usual Sunday morning. Well, I don't know anybody who owns one of these fucking things that is not a PlayStation 3 owner. I'd ran through all the people I know in my head, with the exception of I know like 4 people who own a PlayStation. So I know 4 of the 10, and Sainted Magnus knows the other 6. And
hey, the PlayStation 3 is a popular console.
Well, I understand that, but I have a feeling that
well, to be quite fair, no console of this past generation.
It's got that nice bronze. No, it's very popular. It's got that nice bronze medal around its neck. Nice.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm happy with the games I've got.
I'm glad you got it. I mean, and it does so much for you. It apparently plays games and Blu-rays and makes waffles.
Well, yeah. Actually, if you
It's
go
a George
onto
Foreman grill.
YouTube, I'll put a link for a video down in the description so you can actually see this. Somebody actually made a grill out of a PlayStation 3 case. It is fucking awesome, and
Yes.
you can actually buy it. He'll make you one and send it to you.
Wow. Do like the George Foreman grill where it drops off all like the, all the fat and the disgustingness that you don't want.
Yeah,
I like to call it Reggie juice.
Reggie juice.
Or sorry, Ray Jus.
Reggie. Yeah,
All this time.
yeah, it all
this time
pops out.
really-
It all pops out the Blu-ray drive. In a nice Blu-ray.
Oh.
Wow, all this
That's-
time, all this time they were looking for a killer app for the PS3, and it was ham all along.
All
My
the-
God.
And a sport coat. Ham with a sport coat.
Come with us.
Yes.
Make sure it's like nylon and acrylon fibers. Alpha Omegason's been kind of quiet throughout this whole ordeal. Are you a PlayStation Vita owner or not?
I can't afford a Vita.
Would you play a Vita if any good games came out for it?
I mean, there honestly is games on it, and a couple ports that are better than the originals that showed up on it. There's Gravity Rush, which I've been wanting to get, and on top of it, it's I'm a big Disgaea fan, and they have Disgaea 3 on it, but it includes all of the DLC, i.e., it's the entire game unlocked. So those are two things that immediately came to mind. I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool to have on there. And they showed off some other stuff. Honestly, I can't think of them off the top of my head because I'd have to reopen tabs in my browser and shit. But in general, I haven't looked at a bunch of stuff because it's just until they lower down the price to like 150 or something that's like somewhat reasonable. I can't take it seriously because it's too big of a fucking blow to my wallet.
It is an investment, I must admit. I've just recently bought another game for it.
See, the thing is, for you, it was cool because you got it for free. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, Alpha, you want this Vita?" I'd be like, "Okie dokie, I'll take a fucking free Vita. That's awesome."
Yeah, but I mean, let's be real here. You'd take a free Atari Jaguar right now, wouldn't you? Because it's free.
Well, yeah, literally, if it's free, like, hey, that's pretty cool. But that's not really saying a whole lot when you're taking something for free. It's just, in general, for the Vita to me to be like a real contender in the handheld market, it's got to come down to Nintendo's price point. And
it should have been Nintendo's price point at that on release, to be fair.
Oh, it should have been, no doubt. It's just at the price point that it is right now, it's still a handheld console, and that's how people look at it. And until they get that memo, like, they may look at it as like, Sony's always trying to be like, yeah, we're cornering the market. We're this do-all, end-all device, and that's cool and all. But at the end of the day, you're just a game console handheld. That's it. That's all that you are, because somebody's got a phone in their pocket that does all the same exact shit that all your fancy fucking apps do.
Plus,
So
it calls
doesn't
people.
expect-
Yeah. Well, so does
Yeah.
the Vita, really, because you can actually use it
Oh.
for Skype.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's just a point being, yeah, I wish I could get a Vita. Too fucking expensive. Lower the price, then I will consider it. That's
You'll
my
be the
stand.
11th person to buy one.
Yay.
The 11th person, exactly. Now, if you bought a PS Vita and you don't own the PlayStation 3, I say to you, what the fuck? And please leave us a comment down below and let us know why in the fuck you did this. And do you feel stupid?
Well, actually email us. And then we can read it out and...
Or even email us. Leave us an email. Tell us what happened, and we'll lampoon you right here on the Hate-Bit podcast
how
because you know
many-
you like that sort of thing.
Tell us how many attackers there were.
What-
show us on the doll where Kaz Hirai touched you.
Kazurai is
Picture of a
in
doll
charge of
with
everything
arrows
now,
coming
isn't
from
he?
every angle.
I need an adult. Anyway, so yeah, that's if you have a reason for it, please let us know. Anyway, it's time to move on with our next news item. Oh, the Resident Evil 6 demo.
Oh, what an unfortunate...
Oh, I know. And the only thing I can really say is, well,
It's an abortion.
Here it comes, everyone.
It's an abortion. I've had more.
Well, what
I've
did
had
you
more,
not like
I've
about
had
it, Saint
more
Magnus?
I've had more fun, right? Hammering my scrotum in the vise and then hitting it with a blowtorch and burning it to death as well.
Well, yeah, but what's the not fun part of that scenario? I mean, come on.
Well, if you're German,
You do that.
No, if you're German, you need a glass coffee table, and never mind. But
And a lot of Mexican food.
And some Ogratine sauce.
no, so yeah, it's really bad. And so Alpha.
Yes. Yes, I know. I'm going to be the odd man
How
out.
much
for
do
this one.
you think of the Resident Evil 6 demo?
Oh, I went and gave plenty of my 2 cents about it. But long story short, Leon's game I actually liked quite a bit, and I thought was pretty cool. Chris's game I just couldn't get into. His part of the campaign is just it's literally Call of Duty starring Chris Redfield, starring fanboys gushing over Chris Redfield, and a Lost Planet monster at the end. And Jake's game, it's not scary by any stretch of the imagination.
it is.
What's up?
Could Jake? Okay, the way I saw it, Chris Redfield is Call of Duty or Gears of War or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Leon is a more boring version of Resident Evil 4, and Jake is just a protracted QuickTime event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like to me.
Although there was nothing more satisfying than stomping on a zombie's head.
I don't know. There was one scene that I liked a lot, and it actually did make me think of Resident Evil 4. And that's when you are in Leon's part of the campaign, when you get inside that one corridor with all the windows and everything, and the zombies just start pouring in after you. It reminded me of the part in Resident Evil 4 where you're with I actually forgot the dude's name, but you're stuck inside the house, and all the enemies were coming in through the windows at the top and all the windows at the bottom and trying to break in.
Yeah, I think that's when you're going after Midget Napoleon.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know what the fuck is.
What the hell's the name of the fucking dude that you're with, though? I forgot his name. Fuck.
Dingus. No, it's the Spaniard guy. I forget what his name is.
Carlos?
I just can't remember what his name is.
The guy with the flare pants.
The guy with the long
Hammer?
hair. He looked like Johnny Depp, sort of. So you're with Johnny Depp, and that's what it reminded me of. But in general, that was actually a pretty cool scene. I like
Actually,
that.
I'm picturing Hunter S. Thompson right now.
That would be the most awesome Resident Evil. Everybody's tripping fucking balls.
Get your head down. This is Bat Country.
It's backcountry. Yay! I don't want to watch that film again. In fact, I'm going to watch it after we finish recording. Stuff it.
Well, here's a
It's
good
probably
thing.
better
Okay.
than Resident Evil 6, isn't
It is a lot better
Here's
than
the
Resident
thing,
Evil
okay,
6. In
I
fact, the
played
drugs
it-
that they took is better than Resident Evil 6.
Could you imagine Fear and Loathing first-person shooter?
That would be fucking awesome. You're
Shoot
in
at
that
the bats.
backcountry with a fly swat.
Shooting bored members of the audience. Sorry, I hate that movie.
Oh,
Well,
fuck you.
Miss MangaMinx, did you actually play? Did you play Resident Evil 6 demo at all, or had the luxury?
I played Leon's section. I wasn't that impressed, but the thing with Resident Evil is I don't really like any of them. And this is a shocking thing to say, but I always buy them with the intent of liking them, and then I fucking hate them. Every time I kid myself that I'm going to enjoy it this time round, and then I never do. Resident Evil 1 to 3, fucking shit-ass controls that pissed me off so much I could never do. I would just shit at the game as well. That was my main problem. I just genuinely fucking sucked at Resident Evil. I was so bad.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people put a lot of weight and tension on the first 3 Resident Evil games, saying that, they're masterpieces, when you really have to realize they're simply puzzle games that are not that difficult, so they have to put things that are going to eat you to prolong the puzzles.
Yeah.
Kind of it basically is the case, yeah. So what about 4?
Okay, 4. 4, everyone was saying it's like one of the best games ever, and I was like, wow, it must be great, because everyone's always right. And I opted for the Wii version, which may have been a really bad idea. And I was shit at that as well, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, the actual scene you were just mentioning there, where you're trapped in the house with the Spanish guy and Ashley, I really struggled with that. I was like fucking shooting the roof, fucking...
Johnny
I think
Depp.
that's what to say with the fucking shit controls of the Wii rather than anything else, but I really stuck to Resident Evil 4 as well. In fact, the only one I finished 2 and 5, in the main games. And my favourite one, I actually like Dark Side Chronicles on the Wii more than any of the others because I could actually fucking play it.
That's actually a pretty decent game, I have to admit.
Dude,
I really enjoyed
they're
it.
both really good. Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles are some of the best on-rail shooters I've ever
I'll have to
ever
get
played.
that for the Wii myself, actually, because I do actually like the Wii. I don't like the Wii U.
Well, I was going to say for any,
Sit down, be quiet.
they actually have them on the PS3, and you can actually pick up the PlayStation Move controller and be like, "Look, I can use it for something else."
I can use it for
Just a-
something. What?
Yeah,
I can use the Move for something. That's a shock.
So what did you think about RE6 then? The demo. I mean.
Oh, the demo.
I mean,
Fucking hell.
It was shit in my
It-
opinion.
it- it's-
It just didn't.
The whole game's shit, and I'm glad it's the last one. It says.
Oh,
it
it's
says,
not the last one.
It says in the
Come
description
on.
it's the last Resident Evil game.
That's
Oh,
bollocks.
come on. If you believe that, you believe
Yeah, I was going
Kim
to say, if it sells a whole bunch, it's never the last. If it sells really poorly, then you know what they do? They just go back to the drawing board and remake it.
Yeah,
No,
look,
they
you're-
make another on-rail shooter because they know that will sell.
It's the Hideo Kojima principle. Oh, it's the last Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, if you believe that, you believe Kim Kardashian's never tasted cranberry juice. That's all I'm saying.
Wasn't Tomb Raider 4 called The Last Revelation as well? I'm pretty sure it was. That was a lie. I feel cheated.
You should.
Sorry, MangaMinx. During your sentence, there was an earthquake.
That's okay. Happens all the time.
No,
We
that
have
wasn't an
loads of
earthquake.
earthquakes.
That was the village people ready to come and kill us.
Wait.
Yeah.
Which village people? Are we talking about the village people with the torches and pitchforks, or the village people that are in the Navy?
In Navy.
Isn't it like Al Qaeda after we made those Quran burning jokes earlier? I'm pretty sure it is.
That's Al Qaeda
Okay,
ready
well-
to kill us. You know, they're gonna come and bomb the Hate-Bit HQ.
Brandishing their copies of Demon Souls, yeah?
Yeah. Well, Demon Souls isn't a bad game. It's
I
just
haven't
it's a
played it,
PlayStation
to be
3 exclusive, which is sad because it's a good game.
That's why I didn't play it.
This is bullshit. It's a PlayStation 3 exclusive. I swear I'm boycotting whatever company put it out because it's an exclusive that I can't play.
Are you mocking me, you son of a bitch? Because I'll beat you up right now with a fucking...
Yeah. Fine, okay, whatever.
No, I actually like multi-plat games because everybody gets to play them.
What does that have to do with the Resident Evil 6 demo?
I'm just saying because the Resident Evil 6 demo is irrelevant and it sucks. That's
I
it.
tell you what doesn't have to do with the Resident Evil 6 demo. Another great Wii rail shooter, which is Dead Space Extraction, which is one of the best rail shooters I've ever played. I really recommend.
And
So I plugged that in. I will be taking my check from EA later on.
yes, and if you've got the limited edition version of Dead Space 2 on PlayStation 3, you can actually use the Move.
Yeah, it's
Well, use
it's
it for
kinda-
something else.
I played it. That's how I played it. I played it with the Move on the PS3, and I was not terribly impressed. But I'm not a big rail shooter guy,
No,
so.
and that's
But I don't know. Now,
significant.
again, now they've fixed the Dead Space series. You know, that's what they tell us, because now Dead Space 3 has a big freaking drill.
Yeah, but
Which
now you can
is-
actually hold people's hands while you play it. Yay!
But I mean, really, 2 games the whole time we were thinking, what? Big freaking drill, right?
That's what I thought when I played Dead Space 1. In the first 10 minutes, actually.
Dead Space, you
Big-
could stomp on people, which was fucking fantastic. And it wasn't just a shitty stomp like, oh look, I stomped on something. It was a full fucking stomp.
That's the noise Sainted makes when he stomps on things, by the way.
No, I just stomp on things full stop. I don't need to make a funny noise while I do it.
Well, make sure that when you stomp and then, with your fist. That way it looks like you're actually stomping.
Foot stomp.
All right.
That'll be my
So-
special move, I think. Foot stomp.
That'll be your special move. That's good that you picked the special move because it's time for halftime, so you can, rest your special move.
Oh.
Yeah, just in case, as we wrap up this whole thing, just, if anybody wants whatever Alpha Omega Sin's been slamming into his veins to like the RE6 demo, go ahead and send an envelope with prepaid postage to
And
To number 1,
California.
Hate-Bit Plaza, Los Angeles, California, 90023.
that's your home
Yeah.
address.
Huh?
That's your home
Well,
address.
shut up.
No,
Now
no,
they're
no.
gonna send
When you
bombs
say
and shit.
California, when it's a TV address, you have to go Vinewood, California, 90078, or something like that. Like you have to say 00. It's a rule.
Okay.
I think it's
No, you can't say 00 because 00 is owned by Pinewood Studios.
Oh.
I kept on thinking of the Scruff McGruff Chicago, Illinois 60652, and you can take a bite out of crime. I want it.
I think we should
Sorry.
send it to Al Bundy because Al Bundy could do with some happiness right now.
Wait, we're gonna send heroin to Al Bundy?
Yeah.
Are we sending?
I didn't catch that episode of
Wait a
Married with
minute.
Children.
Are we that kind of podcast?
Yeah, we love Al Bundy.
I fucking go with it then.
We want to make him as happy as possible.
I
I was gonna say, dude, he's banging the hottest MILF of all MILFs on TV, and that's Peggy Goddamn Bundy. He should be happy.
He's banging Leela. That's all we need to say. He's banging Leela.
Wasn't
I'm
he
sure-
also hit on? Wasn't there an episode where he was hit on by Shannon Tweed?
Well, there you go.
Wasn't that?
I know that he had Pamela Anderson. He had fucking what the hell's the bitch on Wheel of Fortune? Vanna White. I couldn't think of her name for some reason.
Tracy Lords.
Yes, I forgot about her.
And the guy that played him was in
Randy
Wayne's
Rand-
World, so that's just fantastic.
Here's the thing: he's Al Bundy. He's Al Bundy. I don't have to actually follow up with
You don't
anything.
need to justify it. He's Al Bundy. End of story.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you follow that series past the end of the series, after its finale. I'm pretty sure that Peg killed Al.
Bitch.
Yeah.
I think we
what's
should
really
kill
fucked
her
up?
if she's killed Al Bundy.
Here's a fun little fact that made me kind of sad to think
Look
about.
what you did to John Ritter.
Ugh.
Oh.
Way back in the day during the NES era, they were going to make a Married with Children video game that was going to play out just like Leisure Suit Larry on the PC, but they couldn't
So you go
get the
out of your
okay.
way not to have sex, right?
I don't know. They don't have a lot of information on it other than the fact that all the ideas that they proposed to them got shot down because they were too risque at the time, and they didn't decide on any other platform that they wanted to release it, like PC. And I don't know if the Genesis was out at the time, so unfortunately, the Married with Children game never got to see the light of day.
Well, you know what we
Never-
should do?
Start a Kickstarter?
Exactly. Start a Kickstarter, choose a console to stick it on. I recommend that we
It's got to be better than My Little Pony Island Kickstarter, so
Oh,
it's already
yeah.
a more meritorious cause.
I already backed that actually. It's looked really good.
Oh,
What?
man. I still think we should start a Kickstarter for a Married with Children, game. What format should we do it in? A point-and-click adventure, or should we do it as a first-person shooter
it's-
like everybody else?
Nah,
'Cause we'll
dude,
know
it
what
should be-
sells
No,
it.
hentai. No. Hentai puzzle dating sim, like Catherine. There you Game of the year.
Yeah, there we
No,
go.
it should be a straight-up point-and-click adventure in the style of Leisure Suit Larry, but on the Super Nintendo, but allow compatibility with the Super Nintendo mouse.
Exactly.
I don't know. I would like it if it was done by Tall Tale Games. They did the Back to the Future
Back to the Future game?
the Monkey Island games, and most recently they've been doing the Walking Dead games, which are all really good.
Well, how about this? We put together a survey or a petition of some description, followed with a Kickstarter to say we want a Married with Children game, either on PC or as a XBLA or a PlayStation Network game, so we can all play it, and then send it off to Telltale Games and say, we want this, make it. Here's the money. You don't need to worry about that. Here's the idea. Do it.
Dude,
Yeah, because all video game developers listen to their fans.
That's true.
I've honestly thought about this for a long time, ever since I found the information, because there's a site I've go to sometimes called Unseen64, where they talk about like beta games, unreleased games, and demoed games and whatnot. And I came across the Married with Children one, and I was like, damn, that would be awesome. Because, I mean, Leisure Suit Larry, with the exception of like the last couple that they did, which were fucking horrendous by comparison to the originals, were pretty good games, despite the content of it being really, really mature, and some people just can't handle it. But for Married with Children, that's perfect for that style. So yeah, a game like this, it would have my money so fast I wouldn't know what to do other than play it and enjoy it.
Right, so if anyone likes that idea, send us an email at hatebitpodcast@gmail.com or send it on the YouTube channel. There we go. Sorted. So, mailbag.
Yeah.
What, do you just want people to like send us emails to agree with us?
Yes.
Oh,
Or
well,
just
that's-
comment that you like the idea of a Married with Children game, or if you think you have a better idea for it, like a Married with Children RTS or some shit like that.
I think a first-person shooter would be just funny. Al Bundy just
So
throws
long
remote
as you can
controls at
go
people.
through, like, if you can go through the mall as Al Bundy and kill tons of fat women.
No, it could be. I see a real-time strategy out of this, right? The legions of No Ma'am versus the Amazonian people.
Masters.
How about
No ma'am
Masters
versus the feminist.
This has just popped in my head. I need to get this out. How about going down the angle of a first-person shooter, but every time Al Bundy moves, does something in the game, he says a classic phrase.
I don't know, personally, I think that if a game legitimately got started, I'd want the two dudes who created the show to go and pen the entire thing. If possible, because they left the
Ron
show...
Levitt and Michael Moy.
What's up?
Ron Levitt and Michael Moy.
Is that their names? I always forgot them.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Well, I would like
Why do I have
them
a feeling
to
he's
pen
going
it
to say
because-
they're dead?
No, they're live.
Oh, it's all right then.
No, they're
Ron-
definitely
Ron
alive.
Levitt's
It's just one of them had left like through half the show's running time, and then neither of them were on it after a while, which kind of sucked, and it was
Ron
pretty obvious.
Levitt left to produce Unhappily Ever After, which was on the WB.
And that doesn't exist.
Well, there you go.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
it's the
WB
CW,
was.
if I'm not mistaken.
I was gonna say
Uh,
WB was a depressing.
Nikki Cox in the late '90s, guys. Nikki Cox in the late
Woo!
'90s. That is all.
Yeah.
You can say what you want about that show, but Nikki Cox versus Christina Applegate, late 90s,
Forget about
that's why the show got ratings. Bobcat Goldthwait had nothing to do with the success of that show.
it.
Right. Well, there we go. I think we should really follow this through and let's get
We are
this
so
game.
off topic right now.
I don't
It is-
care. We're having fun.
We can
I was
talk
gonna
about
say
what-
this is halftime. Technically, there is no topic during halftime, and Michelle.
We are somewhere at the base of the Mariana Trench topically right now.
Yes. So definitely, we've got to try and pen this up into some form of decent idea. What do you think?
All right, well then, how about we open up the Hate-Bit ball bag?
No, we were talking about the Al Bundy first-person shooter game. Or,
Oh my God!
Click. I think it's time for the ball bag. Now, who's the sponsor for the ball bag?
No, there needs to be a fighting game. No man versus the world.
No, I thought it was the douchebag today, wasn't it?
Oh, what's the name of the mailbag at halftime?
We got a very special one. This is the Hate-Bit douchebag, brought to you by MangaMinx underlayed deodorant for those efficient.
Oh my God!
When something just not right, MangaMinx. Anyway, we got some come to us. What? You got a problem?
It was for when your morning smells fishy. That was.
Well, did
That was
I
a-
did? No. It's for those mornings that something's fishy. I don't know. Who cares?
My product will never sell now, thanks to you. I'm sorry.
For
Product
more
placement.
women that can hear this, I'm sure they'll forgive me.
It don't matter. It's just.
If you have a vagina and are interested in the underlayed deodorant, please leave us a comment down below. Anyway, we got a piece of mail come to us at the YouTube inbox from Thorolund. And Thorolund says, "Hey, Alpha, Omega Sin, Razor Fist, Sainted Magnus, and Yell Chaos."
Why are you
Hi
laughing?
there.
He's,
Hi,
Huh?
and fuck our guest.
I
didn't
think
know
I
that.
think you should add that.
week
I
ago.
think you should add that.
I didn't know we were having a guest until just now.
Oh, well, we are sorry. It's not our
I
fault you're not
just
cool.
thought there was just somebody here. I don't know. Anyway, he says,
For the
from time to
deodorant.
He says, from time to time you guys have discussed the stealth genre, and I am curious to hear all of your thoughts on the Tenchu series. What do you think it did for the genre? How does it compare to other stealth series like Thief? And what future do you think it has? You guys rock, Thorolund. P.S. Fuck Capcom.
Good
Do
idea.
we have any thoughts on the...
Good idea. Now, let me start with this one because I want to say the Tenchu series, fucking awesome. It's one of the best fucking stealth games I've ever played. There we go.
Yeah. Which ones have you played? Have you played any of the ones on the original Xbox or like Tenchu Z or any of the new ones?
I've played the first one on PlayStation 1. I've played the second one on PlayStation 1. And I've got... well, where is it now? I just need to check my never-ending list of game collections shite.
So Lethal Shadows on the PS2, maybe?
That's the one.
Fatal Shadows.
Fatal Shadows.
Fatal
yes,
Shadows.
that's the one.
Sorry. Whatever.
They're the ones I've got.
They're
I've
so
not tried the
ridiculous.
new one. Excuse me, I've not tried the new ones yet, but I still think it's one of the best fucking ninja games on the market at the moment. Because Ninja Gaiden isn't much of a ninja game anymore. You know, the first game has kind of become a bastardry of the whole fucking franchise. To be fair.
Well, let's throw it to MangaMinx. It loves stealth almost as much as I do. Stealth is my favorite genre by far. And throw out some of your favorite titles. And what do you think about Tenchu if you've played it?
Okay, well, I wouldn't say stealth's my favourite genre. In fact, I often find stealth sections in games that are non-stealth really frustrating because I feel they don't work properly. But if a game is designed around stealth, that's good. As you know, I love Thief. I think Thief 2 is possibly my favourite game ever. Certainly one of my favourite games in the whole series.
I heard that little yes then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't. It's all right.
It's just amazing. Tenchu Fatal Shadows. I played the first one on the PS1 and I played Fatal Shadows on the PS2. And I really liked Fatal Shadows a lot, actually. I remember really getting into it and just enjoying, lurking on roofs and dropping down, stabbing people and laughing fairly sociopathically as I stabbed them. It was good fun. I think that Thief and Tenchu are good examples of the stealth genre being done well. There's a lot of instances where it's done poorly and incorrectly. I haven't played Splinter Cell. I know Razor Fist loves Splinter Cell. I haven't actually played any Splinter Cell games, so I can't comment on that. But Metal Gear Solid stealth, I fucking hate Metal Gear Solid.
Yes!
Watching a fucking... It's like watching a fucking movie.
To be quite fair,
I'll
just weigh in here and say I like Metal Gear Solid, but even I get sick of the fucking cutscenes on that game because they're too long. They're too long.
They're too long, and they're so indulgent, and they're so melodramatic. And
look, I'm riding. I'm a ninja. I'm depressed.
The word you're looking for is insistive.
There we go. Thank you very much.
It insists upon itself.
It's like Hideo Kojima sort of bashing them out just across the
Much
screen.
like Godfather.
If you want to make a movie, make a fucking movie, not a video game, you stupid Japanese tit.
Well, he did Metal Gear Solid 4.
Well,
But
but
anyways.
that's not. There's a game in between that, and even then, the fucking sections were too short.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want a stealth game. I don't want a movie.
But yeah, Tenchu and Thief, best stealth series ever, actually, in my opinion.
Thief is the best stealth game, and it was my
It's
first
fucking-
introduction to fucking stealth anyway. So that I can totally agree with, and I will stand by that statement. To be fair.
Little bit of history. I mean, 1998 was like the year for stealth, at least in 3D. And there have been previous, I know in Wolfenstein, it was one of the first stealth games. Metal Gear, obviously, on the MSX and the NES and whatever, obviously was around before that. But when it made the jump to 3D, it all happened in 1998. Tenchu, I think, actually predates Thief and Metal Gear Solid. I
Not
believe
by
it does.
much.
The first Not by much, just by a few months.
Same
year.
To be quite fair, I will agree on that statement. One of the very few things that we actually agree on. Stealth in the late 90s was fantastic.
I liked
It
Siphon
all
Filter
kind of
as well.
happened at night. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I liked Siphon Filter as well. That was a good stealth PS1 game. I vaguely remember. I can't remember anything else about it other than the name, though. So obviously, it wasn't that memorable.
Actually,
wasn't
Siphon
that-
Filter, you get that fucking taser gun and you just zap people from halfway across the map. That is just fucking
Dude, I
legendary.
like tasing them from the ground while they were up on top of an entire building, and I'm just aiming for their balls. I'm like, tase, tase, tase. Then they get all smoky, and then they fall to their death, and I just giggle a lot. It was fun.
Yes, and it's got to be mentioned. GoldenEye for the N64 had some stealth in it. We
It
mentioned
did.
that.
It did.
It had very,
On our
it had
little-
very minimal stealth, but it was good. It was stealth nonetheless.
Dude, it's stealth
And
was
it was-
done pretty well, I thought.
And it was first person too, so it kind of predates Thief: The Dark Project as well.
Like
But
2
Thief:
years.
The Dark Project,
2 years.
Thief: The Dark Project definitely was like the first instance where it was like, okay, this is full on stealth. Don't fight anyone or you'll die. And
Well, you could fight
like,
people, but you're walking around with a broadsword. And then they introduced the dagger, and I think the dagger suits it more than.
Yeah, I actually agree on that point. I never liked that he was running around with fucking Excalibur. That never made any sense to me. Like, how does he jump through windows without this thing just clattering around? You know what I mean? Like, he's got a broadsword hanging from his belt. But anyways, realism in a fantasy game, you know. So,
when Assassin's Creed was coming out, I thought, oh, that's going to be cool, and then it turned out it wasn't. It got a bit monotonous, and it was boring, and yeah.
I like the first Assassin's Creed, actually.
Me too.
I don't think it's
I like the first one.
No, I like
I don't
Assassin's
think-
Creed 1, and I like Assassin's Creed 2. Brotherhood, I was a bit meh. And I've not played
well,
Revelations
after that,
yet.
it went way downhill. But, like,
Are
okay.
you interested
so,
in playing 3?
Yeah, I'll play it. I'm not sure if I'll like it, but we'll see. I'm hoping it's good. But yeah, so Thief definitely the pinnacle as far as I'm concerned. Tenchu, man, I love Tenchu, and actually I think Tenchu Z on the 360 is really underrated. A lot of people hate it; they say it's crap. And the fact that it didn't sell that well is arguably the reason why. He asked the future of the Tenchu series. I think because of Tenchu Z's failings, probably not going to be a sequel. I wish there would be, but they're
I
probably
think it's probably dead, to be fair.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
unfortunately.
that's...
And I think the last one was made by From Software, and I think they're too busy with Armored Core and whatever the fuck they're doing now.
What about
what
about a stealth mech game? That would be funny.
Well, ironically, Thief was built around. It was originally inspired by submarine simulators,
Wow.
like
Really?
vehicle simulations. That was the idea. Was that I guess in submarine simulators, stealth is a big part of it. You got to worry about radar and how visible you are and how much power you're using and whatever. And that was the whole idea behind Thief: The Dark Project. Was like they were using like echolocation, you know, and things like that to determine how visible you are, how well people can hear you, you know, whatever. They took a lot of that philosophy and turned it into Thief: The Dark Project. But yeah, so I love Tenchu, and you should play Tenchu Z because it's not as bad as people say it is. Very
The
good.
Tenchu series is definitely worth collecting for because there's games on many systems as well. I think they've got some on the GameCube, some on the Xbox, some on the PlayStations.
Xbox.
They got the
PS2.
Xbox, so there's plenty to go at if you haven't tried the Tenchu series. So definitely worth having a look into if you're a serious
definitely.
collector.
Yeah, so go out and get yourself some Tenchu games.
That was a good email. That thank you.
That was a very good email, and
And Alpha Megasin didn't really say much on that, which was a shame.
he didn't.
He's busy thinking about Resident Evil 6 demo. He's aching to play it again.
He is. He is.
I didn't
Well,
know
I
that
can
you guys
ship
could
up.
see me. I don't like the fact that everybody's peering through my window. I'm gonna keep my blind shut now.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's why you live in America, because in America you can have a gun, and if somebody looks through your window, you just point your gun at them, and they go ah, and they run away.
No, I don't have a gun.
Unless they
I
have a bigger gun.
Well, you got the menace.
I was gonna
that
say,
works.
I don't have a gun. I have a golf club, a crowbar,
You have
and a
menace.
bunch of
The menace is.
He also has a set of Jinsu knives.
yeah.
Just
Instant
let
access.
Al Qaeda know that you're basically unarmed. That's a very bad move.
I didn't know we were being
Actually, he
surveyed.
does have a gun. He has an arsenal in his back pocket because his pants are bigger than him. There we go.
Yes.
There, we've kind of cleared it up now. Moving.
His
Exactly.
pants have a zip code.
His pants are a zip code.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we
we got any more
still
mail?
anything to say about the Tenchu series?
Tenchu 1 rocks, has one of the coolest debug modes ever. Tenchu 2 is really awesome. The Tenchu games on PS2 are really good. And let's see, the one on Wii nobody had mentioned, and that is one of the better ones I ever played, period. Yeah, and isn't there one on PSP? I've never gotten the luxury of trying
I think
that.
there is one on PSP, but I've never tried it myself.
Yeah, I don't know diddly shit about the one on PSP. I don't know if it's a port of something or whatever, but I haven't gotten to try that one. And
It's called Time of
same
the
with Tenchu
Assassins.
Z.
I'm sure there's going to be some arsehole that's going to mention it in the comments and say, yeah, this is the PSP game and it's a port of something or it's an original title. But
I mean, that's
we'll
fine.
That's fine. We'll try and read the comments, but they comment that much when we say something they don't like.
Yeah, Dude, Tenchu definitely needs a lot more love because it's stealth gameplay and you're a fucking ninja.
You're a
And
ninja, full
also,
stop.
please bring. I want them to bring back the really bad voice acting from part 1 because holy balls, man, that was. It was like a comedy sketch, like encased in really awesome stealth gameplay and blood and just cool ass shit.
Tenchu Z, they sidestepped the voice acting thing completely. They just had actually pretty decent Japanese voice acting, and they didn't even put subtitles on it. So you're just like, people are just speaking Japanese for like 5 straight minutes. You're like, cool, thanks.
Fuck you,
alright.
American audience.
I mean, I can understand it, but most people can't. I mean, that's gotta suck.
Well, since we've all had a bit of a chime in, what about Yo Chaos? Because have you actually had any experience with the Tenchu series?
Yes, I played one. I forget which one on the PlayStation 2, and Mrs. Yo Chaos is very adept at Tenchu Stealth Assassins on the PlayStation 1.
So you like it then?
I don't remember.
Let me put it this way: you like to watch your wife play it.
Well, let me put it this way: I don't dislike it.
No, I'm not saying you dislike it. I'm saying you like watching your wife play it. You know.
Well, okay, if you want. What are you getting at, English?
It just means that you should actually drop your Nintendo consoles for 5 minutes and actually play some PlayStation games or something.
I can't. She's busy playing them. She hogs them all the time. Goddamn woman.
Well, take a day off work and do it.
Well, I don't know. But why are you talking? What is your big fascination here, Sainted Magnus?
There is no fascination. I'm just saying try other games other than Nintendo.
Are you a feminist?
You are. You are.
Or a communist?
I'm no communist. I'm a
You're a
I'm
what?
a socialist.
Oh, you like going out and being social. I can tell by what happened with your hair.
Yes. I lost my hair, son of a bitch.
While you were being social.
Yes, I was being social by drinking and painting walls, and then we ended up having a paint fire. That was
Was that while you were painting your wagon?
no. I was actually painting the neighbour's front room.
Gonna paint a wagon. Gonna paint it good.
Gotta use oil-based paint. Sorry.
Because the
It was
wagon's
oil-based
moved.
paint. It was fucking undercoat. Never again.
And you wouldn't believe it, but we got mail here.
Yeah, but we've not done this yet. Shameless plug. Yeah, I got a comment on one of my previous videos saying, "Grow your hair back." It was a fucking video that I posted the day my hair got cut. And they said, "Grow your hair back."
Yeah, because they want to fap to your hair.
They want to fap to my hair. Well, they've
How does
got
that
3
feel?
other assholes.
Come on, he's a British guy, not a chia pet. Give him some time.
Yeah, it's got to grow yet.
Goodness.
I'm a bloke.
Magnus.
Magnus. Male time.
It's mail time, and you know what? We got a piece of mail here from Panda Druids. Andrew Alvilar. I'm not going to bother trying to read this username. He says, "Howdy, Hate-Bit crew.
Howdy.
Been a day one listener, and I intend to be one even in 1,000 years. Well, you are a sad, sad, sad man.
I'm not making this fucking podcast for 1,000 years. Jesus fucking Christ. Who do you think I am? Immortal?
The dude to get me on here today.
Well, thanks for listening from day one. I'll say that.
Yeah. They promised me heroin. Anyway, he says,
You
anyway,
smack rat. You bloody smack rat.
And they still haven't delivered. I'd like to make that very clear. Now that the Wii U price is official, many individuals have been complaining over the price of the software, saying that it's too expensive. He uses quotations. Now, in my cognitive recollection of the mid-1990s, cartridge games could easily be released for an $80 price tag, and people would still buy the games. In parentheses, he says, WWF WrestleMania for Nintendo 64 was indeed $80 upon release.
Yeah, it was.
My question to you fine folks at Hate-Bit Podcast Incorporated. Ooh, how do you like that?
We're
We got
incorporated here. Who we incorporated with?
With EA.
Oh,
anyway,
God. No.
yeah,
That's the fucking Beelzebub
bought
of
them.
gaming.
You're going to resign next week.
I'm resigning.
We bought them. They're going to be re-releasing the next Total Carnage. Anyway, he says, what are your recollections on the prices of video game software throughout the years? Were games also expensive back in the cartridge generation, or is my mind playing horrible games with my childhood memories? Hope you were able to answer my question on the podcast. And and he would like to see further additions. Well, you can't really see us unless you're watching us on your 3DS. But he wants to see more of the Hate-Bit retrospective, and we'll have more of that for you in a future episode. Now, I'm going to tell you my feelings about this because I've had to have this discussion about video game pricing. I want to take you guys way back. Let's go way back.
What year are we going back to? What year are we going back to?
We're going back to 1988.
Fucking hell! I was 4.
I was 4 as well.
I was 4 years old.
I was 5 years old.
You were 5 years old, you old bastard.
Yes, Razor Fist was...
It was like 2.
Razor Fist, what are you? You're 12 now, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
With
okay.
a glint in the
I'm
the
12.
left-hand side.
Yes.
Oh, wait. That's my cue, fellas. I'm 12, and what is this? Sorry, had to be done.
But anyway, about a year ago, actually, a year or so ago, I found a receipt from just going through some papers, and my father, who used to work for McDonnell Douglas, an aviation corporation, I found a receipt from their company store where he bought for me on the NES ice hockey, and that game cost $59.95 in December of 1988. To give you an idea, that now is $109.04. So I'd say that the game prices have come down.
Yeah,
But,
they've come down with
yeah,
manufacturing
they definitely have.
techniques.
But
It's just the fact that they've kept the illusion up that we want to pay £40 or £50 or $50 or $60 for a fucking game. Which, to be quite fair, I've just spent £100 on Borderlands 2, so I can't really fucking say much. But idiots will pay that much for a game. Hello, I'm an idiot.
I mean, these days...
They call you a schmuck.
Well, we say idiot. It's easier. We don't use fucking fancy words like schmuck.
Anyway, yeah, I remember buying Turok Dinosaur Hunter for £70 on the N64, and games these days are probably around the £50 mark, so I think they definitely have come down in price, especially these days when I'm just like a digital buyer of games, so I tend to get games for as little as £10 on Steam normally, so I don't know. I guess it really has cheapened.
Yeah, because the reason why you get cheap PC games is because you spend all your money on the PC rig it plays on. Which is which might sound like a biased or a narrow-minded view, but it's actually true because I've got a friend that's a console gamer and a PC gamer, and he spent £1,200 on his recent PC rig.
I bought a PC in March and it cost about £1,200. Yeah.
He bought that April, and it's already out of fucking date apparently. Which is a shame. It's a shame. He just spent that much on a PC, and it's a fantastic PC. It fucking runs like fucking grease lightning, and slipping on dog shit. You know what I mean? But
wait!
PC...
You coupled grease lightning with slipping on dog shit?
Well, you think about it. Grease lightning's already fast. If you slip on dog shit, you're gonna go even faster.
You're gonna die of minimum at that rate.
Yeah, well,
I think in order for Sainted to have the floor, we need to have a 2-drink minimum.
I know that I've qualified.
It's a really fast PC, and the fact that you can go out and buy Borderlands 2, which is a game that just released on Friday in the UK for £25 on the thing, he's laughing.
I got it for 15 from another website as well. I got a Steam code for Borderlands 2 for £15. Well, not me personally, sorry, but I was shopping around for a friend, and we found a copy for £15 on another website that just sells Steam codes. So you can get it really cheap new.
Oh, there you go. You see, case in point. You see, the pricing on console games and PC games, they're two totally different things, but the reason behind it is there's a lot more behind it than what people seem to think. Mm-hmm. You see, when you have a console game, when you're a console gamer, the companies that make consoles make the money off the software. They don't make the money off the consoles. With PC, it's the other way around. The people put that many components in the bloody things that you'll get something that will play. Like the PlayStation 3 is a dedicated console for games. A PC is a multifaceted fucking tool that does absolutely everything under the sun.
I can understand where you're coming from, for sure. I mean, to be fair, I play PC games just as a matter of personal preference as my preferred format, but I do understand what you're coming from, and I understand why that does put people off. You know, I understand why console gaming is by far the mainstream over PC gaming because of things like that.
It's the fact that
It's the expense,
console
really.
gaming, it's accessible. You know, you're going to spend £400 on a PlayStation 3, for example, you know, on release, for example. That
I spent
£400,
£400 on Xbox.
that £400 is going to last you. I'm using PS3 for an example because I know a bit more about it. The PlayStation, you know, you spend £400 on the PlayStation 3, then you spending £40 per software title, and then you can get them cheaper and trade them in and whatever and that sort of thing. So it's more of a cost-effective way of gaming. But with the PC, it's more versatile in the fact that you're buying a machine that does more than one thing, and it does more than one thing quite fucking well. So, like, it does video, you know, YouTubers, for example, they'll play games on the PC, they'll capture the footage on the PC, they'll edit it on the PC, upload it with the PC, and actually surf the websites with the PC. That's one machine that does those tasks very well, depending on what software or how competent you are with the machine. The PlayStation 3, as far as I know, doesn't do recording of video, gameplay footage, or whatever.
You need a capture card, and they can be quite fiddly.
You need a capture card. You need a PC that can keep up with the capture rate, and it all becomes a fucking headache.
Yeah.
PCs. I was brought up with PC gaming. You might not think that now, but I would. My dad had a shit hot PC at the time. I was playing Half-Life on full settings back in 1998. For fuck's sake, I was playing Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and all those sorts of games.
Very fond memories of that era.
God, that computer must have run on kerosene or something.
That thing had a nuclear bomb for a processor at the time. Now it's fucking it's dog shit, you know. But that was like back in from 98 to 2000. We didn't have to update. That's how good that PC was at the time. But nowadays, you know, you put a new processor in and it's already fucking out of date 3 weeks down the line. You know, PC gaming, in my opinion, it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. PC gaming is a good thing, but as we all know by the mainstream and cost effectiveness, console gaming is the way to go at the moment. If they brought PC parts down or brought down the machines to a cut price where they are comparable to performance now to play PC games, and they're on par with with PlayStation or Xbox or Wii, then console gaming is always going to be the best, in my opinion. But it all comes down to personal preference after you've boiled down all the shit that I've just spilled in the last 5 minutes.
That's true.
So anyway, take it away, somebody. I'm running out of breath at the moment.
What? No kidding. No kidding.
No.
Well, you know, it's a sad thing being a PC gamer. I'm not much of a PC gamer myself.
Because you're a Nintendo
I'm just
fanboy, that's why.
Well, yeah, and when
just
you're a Nintendo fanboy, that forces you to be poor.
Yes. Well, considering a Mario title from about fucking 6 years ago is still £30. Pre-owned.
That was the way of the world until, you know, fuckers like you kept going to GameStop, and look what happened.
I don't go to GameStop. I don't even go to Game.
No, I say like you.
Game, I go is when I'm buying a collector's edition because
no one cares about your shopping strategies.
No, nobody cares about your shopping strategies.
Where do you go to get what do you all call groceries in Britain?
Groceries.
You just made yourself sound so intelligent there, mate.
I never ever made any such claims, but I do know what they call Chinese food in China. They call it food. Anyway,
you know what we call American food?
Heartburn.
McDonald's.
Well, that's
burger.
No.
You know what we call
McDonald's? Well, you know what we call McDonald's here? We call it Play-Doh. It's all the same gelatinous material. Just
we don't need to buy Play-Doh because we know how to make it.
Yeah, normally no one knows if you're eating British food or not until someone says pass the ketchup, because It's bland, motherfucker, is what I'm saying.
Have you ever
Yeah.
tried? Have you
Send-
ever tried a proper cottage pie?
I'm just saying.
Have you? No, I'm
It's a cottage-
asking you this question. Have you ever tried a proper cottage pie? And do you know the difference
Sounds-
between a shepherd's
I'm not-
pie and a cottage pie?
No. My cottage pie was wildly improper.
Well, do you know the difference between a cottage pie and a shepherd's pie?
I do.
Well, what's the difference then?
I have no idea.
Well, you're fucking stupid, then, aren't you?
To be fair, I'm British and I don't know the difference.
Well, you know the difference.
Yeah, our local, our guest.
Let me just give you a lesson on on food,
I'm
basically.
learning. This is amazing. Go on.
Right. The difference between a shepherd's pie and a cottage pie is the meat. A cottage pie is made out of beef. A shepherd's pie is made out of lamb. There you go. You've learned something for once on the Hate-Bit podcast. You can
Sounded
pat yourself
fascinating.
back for sitting back and listening to me spew fucking shit about cottage pie. How the fuck have we
see this
gone from
enlightened.
PC gaming to cottage pies? I don't know.
It sounded
Because
like
we keep
you
having
said-
fucking British people on this show.
Well,
It
yeah,
sounded
but
like you said
stop stabbing me, Afro Blue and MangaMinx here. You know, we're British. We're proud of it.
Oh, all
We're
right.
proud to be British and American. Woo!
I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounded like you had said one was made out of beef and the other was made out of lung.
Lamb.
I was afraid we had lapsed into Scottish cuisine for a moment.
Now, Scottish cuisine is haggis, and they put lamb inside a sheep's stomach with wheat and barley.
Delicious.
I want your
yeah.
most expensive item stuffed with your second most expensive item.
You serve it with Swede and tatties, or potatoes.
Please, God in heaven, change the subject.
Yes, come on, PC gaming. So, Alpha, what
PC gaming is really
for a
expensive.
bit.
Wait, what? What do you want me to do now?
What's your take on PC gaming?
I just heard my name and then it was like a jumbled audio mess, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Everyone's
PC
just
gaming,
hearing
what do you
Alpha Omega giving himself a pedicure.
Shut up.
Oh wait, wasn't the
What?
original? Wasn't the original question of about the pricing of gaming?
PC gaming.
Okay, here okay. What
We've
was
been
the
on
original?
for like 10 minutes and told
The ori-
nobody anything.
The original question was regarding the pricing of cartridge gaming in the 90s compared to present day with discs.
Okay, well, I remember earlier
It's
it was,
only
it was
a
mentioned.
fucking question.
Here's the thing: it was mentioned about inflation. I know that, and inflation should be taken into account to a certain degree, but you also have to take into account of what people were actually making back then, what the job market was like back then, and that's something that you have to look at. And realistically, it's just a piece of software. It's just a piece of entertainment. Do you really think that books should, because of inflation, now cost like $75? Should a magazine cost like $35 because of inflation? It wouldn't make any fucking
£7
sense.
already.
Realistically.
I think I'm going to need
So-
a Wii U to work out all these figures personally. It just seems...
Yeah, we're gonna need to download some apps on the Vita, since we're not using it for
I've
anything
got-
else.
I've
Right?
Don't
got
forget the tax reform 3D for the Wii U.
Oh, yes.
No,
we
hang
can
on.
get
3DS.
tax
3DS. 3DS.
3DS, tax reform 3D.
But
Hang on. I'm just downloading an app on my BlackBerry to see if I can do any of these.
Whoa,
Oh shit, my BlackBerry
Hold,
doesn't
hold
work.
the fuck on. There are Blackberries still functioning right now.
Yeah, they are. Sort of.
I was completely unaware.
They're really
That-
popular in the UK because we're like
We're
on the
cheap.
cool phones. Yeah.
See, this leads me to believe that Britain has the doomsday device.
Yeah, we do.
It's
honestly-
actually a BlackBerry. It conceals itself inside one.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I haven't
See?
seen a BlackBerry in ages. Like, genuinely, I have not seen one in
To
ages.
be quite fair, I've got 3 contacts on my BlackBerry Messenger. The rest are all on WhatsApps.
Oh,
I have no idea what it is. And I used to cell phones as well.
You just embarrassed yourself there.
I know.
Right, or-
I used to
okay,
be one of
so-
those irritating cunts that call
Anyway,
people out.
pricing of cartridge
The-
gaming.
yeah,
And
the topic, the game should go back to being $50 or cheaper. The end. There you go. My
No,
two
I agree.
We all reply to this now?
with manufacturing costs, if it's a new console, right, and it's on a new disc format. So, for example, say Blu-ray. A Blu-ray now, the manufacturing costs of a Blu-ray have gone down. So if they're doing what $50 or £30 for a fucking Blu-ray, that's fantastic. You know, I was looking up old movies with a friend of mine, and we saw a movie that we were watching this evening actually on TV, Uncle Buck actually, and the DVD was like what £3, but the Blu-ray was £8. So that goes to show that Blu-rays are actually coming down in price, even though they're not as popular as what people would hope they would be. Well, no, actually, I'll rephrase that. As Sony would be, you know what I mean?
Well, 6 years later, 6 years later, it's still the number 2 format. I mean, that's bad.
To be quite honest, I'd much rather go out and buy a fucking DVD and plug it into my PlayStation 3, which is upscales fucking DVDs anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the Xbox.
I mean, it's just the upgraded image quality is not really worth it. It's like, oh, drat, there's some pixelation on the DVD. Like, really? Is that big of a deal? Like, it's still a relatively clear picture. I don't really care.
You can see the cigarette burns.
Yeah. I like that. I'm getting excited over a cigarette burn that I can see. Yeah.
Dishonored is hard.
Anyway, back to the pricing of games at the.
I eat at McDonald's.
Have we been watching Family Guy too much?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, did you finally get your period?
I think
yes.
I did just this second, actually.
So do we have any other mail in a mailbag?
Yeah,
or,
I was going to say,
sent a bag, or whatever we're calling it today?
let me close this gaming segment. Right.
You are interrupting.
Games
you were on a video show just now.
shut up a minute. Games are too much. They should be £30 or $50 or $45 or £25, and then we'll all buy these games. We'll make you fucking very rich people because we don't feel like you're screwing us as much. And fuck DLC, just put it on the disc and it's done. There we go. End of story.
Honestly, I believe that there should be no standard. Let these fuckers compete.
Shut up. Piece of mail.
No, that's it. That's all there was for the pieces of mail.
It's sainted. What kind of freaking black tar meth have you been freebasing tonight? Because you are interrupting everybody, sir.
Well, I'm the one that usually gets interrupted on everything, so it's my turn to interrupt everyone else.
Is that what it is?
Yes. He's jealous.
Well, just so you.
He's jealous.
Well, just so you know.
Leave me alone.
Just so you know, while you're doing your freebasing, it's not free. It costs you your house. It should be called home basing.
Home basing. Actually, we do have a shop up here called Home Base. Hey.
Oh. Wow. That's.
And you know who owns it?
Yes.
Sainsbury's.
Well, there you go. So that's going to wrap it up for the Hate-Bit halftime and the Hate-Bit douchebag, brought to you by MangaMinx underleg deodorant for fishy stuff. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the second half of the Hate-Bit podcast, and it's time for now. Guys, you have to be kind. We have a young lady here with us today, so the Hate-Bit Circle Jerk has been temporarily renamed the Hate-Bit Clam Jam.
Yes,
and this is what
Clam Jam.
I feel honored.
Raise your fist if you was here, I'd give you a high five because that was just an awesome name.
Yes.
We're going to get down on this so much that we'll be wriggling. So,
I think the guest should go first. I think
the guest should go first. So, MangaMinx, young lady, please tell us what you've been playing.
Okay. This week, I guess, I've been playing a ton of stuff. I mainly been playing Corpse Party, which is originally like a game made in RPG Maker for the PC back in 1996, and it was like a fan-made game, but it's since spawned loads of PSP-based sequels and stuff like that, and it's just a really good, gory, Japanese sort of almost like a visual novel, but it has gameplay aspects to it as well. It's not just like reading through reams of text. It's really fucking awesome. I have, of course, been playing Borderlands 2 quite a bit as well, which is really good. It's really good fun. It's really addicting, and it's everything the sequel really should have been. I didn't really want it to change much. I love Borderlands 1, so why not have shitloads more of the same for Borderlands 2 as well? It's just fucking brilliant. I'm playing Black Mesa Source as well, the new mod for Half-Life 2, which completely redoes Half-Life 1 into a more updated format. And I must say, it's bringing back lots of nostalgia for me of playing Half-Life 1 back in '98 or whenever it came out. It's just really good to revisit in my opinion, some of the greatest gaming moments ever that were in Half-Life 1. And it's really great to go back and see it redone in a really professional way as well for like an amateur mod team, as it were. It's amazing.
Well done. No, I'm,
Those are the main things I've been playing.
I say that to the Half-Life team. You know, the people that did that Half-Life mod, because Half-Life and Half-Life 2 were two of my favourite first-person shooters. To be quite fair, ever.
Oh, they're brilliant. They're brilliant. Both of them.
They're two absolutely fantastic pieces of software engineering. So.
I've also been playing Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition quite a lot as well, because it's really fucking good, and everyone should play it because it's fucking amazing.
Play it on a console. Feels a lot better, to be fair.
But Dark Souls Prepare to Die isn't on consoles yet. It's a PC only at the moment.
I know.
The DLC.
Yeah, but you buy the limited edition of Dark Souls, and you're just gonna laugh. And if you play Demon Souls on the PS3, you'll live and laugh.
On the 360 as well, actually.
To be quite fair, did you go out and buy the limited edition guide for it, and then find out that it was actually out of date when you fucking bought the thing?
No, I got like the special edition. It was like a weird box. It had like an art book inside and shit like that. I vaguely remember. But I didn't play the guide.
Well, my friend bought the collector's edition of the game like I did, and then he bought the guide to go with it, but I couldn't afford the guide at the time, so then I was like, all right, cool. And then I bought the guide. Literally 3 weeks later, I was like, yeah, I've got the guide, and he says, oh yeah, you know the guide's out of date, and I was like, how is it out of date? Oh, the weapon balancing is different. I went, oh, for fuck's sake, I've just spent 15 quid on an out-of-date book. Thank you very much for pissing on my fucking parade, you tit. And he knows who it is. He lives...
Saints and Magnus, don't feel bad. A lot of people spend money on books that are outdated and pointless. They're called the Bible. Anyway, please go on.
Oh. Okay, so first Islam and now Christianity. All right, any other religions we want to check off the list? Mormonism, maybe?
Mormonism,
Scientology.
I've heard Buddha was a cunt.
Anyway, let's continue with the circle jerk. Who's next?
Me.
You go.
I am playing Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
You sad bastard.
Unfortunately,
I think it looks pretty good. Actually, the Wii U version looks super
I haven't
cool.
played much of it, but I'm not hating it yet. So there's that. I played a little of Jane's Advanced Strike Fighters, kind of a flight sim game that came out like a little less than a year ago, and really enjoying that. It's like Ace Combat before Ace Combat became Call of Duty with wings.
Yeah.
On that Assault Horizon abortion.
That's alright then.
Yeah, so that was a good time actually. That was nice. I was like, hey, they can still make fun flight games. It's a little more arcadey because normally the Jane's flight sims are like full.
You know what I miss? Microsoft.
Your ability to shut the fuck up for 5 minutes.
No, the Microsoft Flight Simulator Combat.
I see.
Do you remember that on the PC? That was fantastic.
Yeah, well, I had Jane's U.S. Naval Fighters '97. I still have it. I have like an old flight sim collection of just late '90s flight sims. Fucking love flight sims.
Flight sims are awesome.
Anyway,
Are they all on floppy disk?
I love recreating certain events that caused a lot of wars. Well, a war.
Indeed. Indeed.
I will not be too political on that.
Are you talking about the debut of the Nintendo Wii U?
No, that is just a car crash. I'm talking about planes.
Because that's incited lots of wars already.
I'm talking about planes. I'm not talking about car crashes.
Yeah, and then I've been rocking a little bit of Oblivion and Mario Kart 64 out of the blue.
Can I?
And
again,
that's about it.
Again, I wish he was in the same room as me because I'd pat you on the back.
I know, right? But it's pretty fucking awesome because I mean that game has just aged like good cheese. You know what I mean? Like it's just a really fucking good game.
It's aged like a good cognac.
Yeah, it has like fine wine. But anyways, so Alpha, what have you been playing, bitch?
You called Alpha Omega a bitch. You're gonna get hate mail up the arse now.
Well, no, this is prison
rules. There's more room in the mailbox after. Fuck you, Alpha. Resident Evil 6 sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody's gonna hate me because I said something good about the demo. So
the demo sucked.
And it's okay. I'm dealing with prison rules. Everybody's gonna buy me with a pack of cigarettes or some shit. So I have to learn me lesson. But let's see. As far as what I've been playing Double Dragon Neon, and I honestly have been enjoying the shit out of that. The game like I wasn't really sure about it, to be honest, before it came out, but it was free for PlayStation Plus users, so I downloaded it. And when I say free, everybody can chime in a joke here. I was expecting it. Come on, free for PlayStation Plus users? Anyone? No?
Well, I
For
will.
fuck's sake, you guys are late on that.
Come on, Yell Chaos. Come on.
Why do I always gotta be funny? You're funny too. You be fucking funny for a minute.
But it was
Okay.
your joke. It was your... God. Okay.
I did while I was leaving. You know what? Fine. Fuck you. You know what?
The best comedy is all about time, and you've just fucking missed it by a good
I
fucking
know.
mile.
My goodness.
Well, no one knew the joke. It's not like this is not like a song they've heard before. Like, oh, we fucked that up. You wouldn't have known if you hadn't pointed it out, asshole.
Well, fucking hell. Here we go. Point it out. Go for it. You've got the floor. Come on.
Oh, what?
What do you want me to point
Your
out?
joke.
What joke?
Oh, God.
About
Fuck
the
it. Move
PlayStation
on. Keep
Plus.
going.
Let's throw Sainted Magnets.
It's not free. It's renting. So what? Who cares? It wasn't that good of a joke to begin with. That's why I left it out.
Well, it's
I
quite
thought it
funny
was-
to us.
I thought it became funnier that he was angry about it not being funny.
I know. That's what I mean.
That made me happy. Okay, but
You're
anyway,
back on me about a joke that nobody made.
Yeah, okay, I'll shut up.
okay, here. So moving forward with that, Double Dragon Neon, I'm actually having a blast with it. The only downside is I haven't had the chance to play it in co-op yet, but I've watched a lot of videos of it. It does look a lot of fun, and I don't know. I'm just grinding through levels right now, trying to get some more stuff. But and the soundtrack, for the love of God, people, please go listen to the Double Dragon Neon soundtrack. It is fucking awesome. But anyway, other than that, I've been dabbling in PS1 games for a little bit. I was playing through Fighting Force, the original, not Fighting Force 2, which is
that game.
That's a nice game.
What's up?
It's a really
Oh,
good game.
dude, it's a lot of fun, and I don't know. I was playing through Double Dragon. And I was like, damn, Fighting Force. I haven't played that in a while, so. I went through and was playing that. And isn't the really big dude's name like Bruiser or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
I forget, but the really big guy with the small peanut head. I was playing as him
Peanut.
because he looks ridiculous. But I was playing that. I've been playing Kadelka, the PS1 horror RPG predecessor to the Shadow Hearts games.
That's amazing as well. I love that game.
It is. It's fantastic. Just really good story, super awesome atmosphere, and surprisingly good voice work. I thought it'd be very hokey, but it's pretty decent. And when my friends came down and stayed for a couple days, I was playing through Sonic's Genesis collection on PS3, and I was going through just fuck. We played the Golden Axe games. We played the Streets of Rage games, which I didn't realize how much I love Streets of Rage 3 until I was replaying it again. I realized I suck really bad at columns and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Like, if you decide I'm going to play Alpha Mega Sin in that, you will fucking destroy the shit out of my face, because I will not be able to do anything other than go really slow and go, where the fuck do I put this? And, you know, all the other classic games. But, yeah, that's my dandy little list of games I've been playing thus far. So, yeah.
To be quite fair, that is one hell of a list. I must admit that the Sonic Genesis collection is just fantastic. It's one of the best. It's one of the best compilation games of this generation. To be fair,
dude, it's a fantastic compilation. On top of that, you can unlock a shitload of stuff in it, and I like the save anytime that you want feature in it. Even though some people consider that cheating, I consider it. I don't feel like playing from stage 1 later on when I come back home. So. But no, it is, and for how cheap it is, like you can get it around here for like $10, 15 at a max, and for all the games that you're getting on it, it's really, really, really good. So I highly recommend it. I know that you'd be into it because you're a big fucking Sega buff like I am. So.
Well, I have it on Xbox 360 to be fair, and yeah, I don't own a 360 at the moment, but it's good to have, because if I ever buy a 360, I've got $2,000 or $3,000 worth of games instantly there to play. You know, that's fun, because you got all the Streets of Rage games on there, you've got all the Golden Axe games on there, you've got all the Mega Drive and Master System fucking Phantasy Star games on there, so it's a fantastic compilation, and I do highly recommend people buy it. I
mean, for Fantasy, just for the Phantasy Star 4, just for that alone, I would say it's worth picking up because that's one of my all-time favorite 16-bit RPGs. That game's amazing and easily one of the best in the entire series. I still say all the other Phantasy Star games pale in comparison to that one, at least for me. But it's a good ass compilation. I'm also glad that that Corpse Party was mentioned by Miss Minx because she was all like Corpse Party, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. RPG maker, survival horror-ish, fucking, I said horror-ish, hahaha. But horror-ish.
Now, where the fuck is that genre?
Dude, yeah, survival horror-ish, and it's just like, huh. Well, I mean, she's already dead, so I guess this is alright.
You can have like a companion makeup line with it too.
Cool.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Which would include Razor Fist's own brand of eyeliner pencil.
Yes.
Bingo.
Right.
See, we're making money left and right, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Chaos.
Merchandising.
Mr. Chaos, it's your turn. What have you played?
Yeah,
Hate-Bit
what have you been
the Flamethrower!
You've been
Kids
playing
love it.
I've been the kids they love it. Around here, oh man, it's been pretty. There's been a lot of games flying around here. You heard about Mrs. Yell Chaos and her endeavor with Tenchu Stealth Assassins. Me, I've been playing a smattering of games on the Intellivision, the Mattel Intellivision 1. For those of you who have no idea what that is, look it up.
Go to Game
There's a little Google box on your right hand side. I know, exactly. No, I've been playing on there. The stand-out software I've been playing from there is Tron, Deadly Discs, Lock and Chase.
How fun is that, by the way? I want to know a bit. About
It's interesting. I don't know if maybe I have a fucked up controller or if it's just, kind of wonky control wise. So I'll play a little bit more and I'll get back to you on that. But it's I'm having a great time with it. And I'm actually tonight I'm hopefully break into Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for the Intellivision. And then last night I was breaking into the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I've been on a big Star Fox kick lately, so I'm going to play all the Star Foxes in order. And so I played Star Fox 1 last night, and I also played a gem on the Super Nintendo. I was playing Saturday Night Slam Masters. For those of you who don't know about Saturday Night Slam Masters, it's essentially Street Fighter with a wrestling overlay, and it does feature Mike Hagar from Final Fight and his daughter. So there's a Final Fight tie-in with Saturday Night Slam Masters from Capcom. Get it?
Will do. Any more?
And that's it for me. So that was quite a jam. I got my jam box. Everyone got our jam box. That has been the Hate-Bit video game Clam Jam.
1 minute. My turn.
Oh, you got something more?
Yeah, I've got actually 8 games to tell you about.
8
also,
games.
And with the jam box, gotta keep in mind the jam box. We have to have that spoon so we can scoop everything out. Remember? Talk about this.
That's right.
Because the jam box, sometimes you get right up in there and then it gets clogged. So you got to be prepared. Maybe an ice cream scoop because that really gets everything out. And
it makes
right now, everybody just keeps on thinking of vaginas, blue waffle, and curdled milk, and everybody's throwing up into their own assholes, and they're just like, I fucking hate Alpha for saying all this stuff, but you're welcome.
Well, it is all about hating Alpha at the moment for some weird reason. I don't know why. I think it's a certain demo that came out this past week.
I think
I'm up to my knees in hate mail right now, just so you know.
Oh, wait, yeah, here. And you know what? I'll add that to the list. I was also playing the Resident Evil 6 demo that everybody's exaggerating their hatred for.
I'm not
look at me
exaggerating my hatred for it. I actually hate it, so...
I don't mind if everybody hates it.
Anyway, it's my turn to add to this.
I've heard you've been playing Borderlands 2, Sainted. I don't know where I got that impression from, but I've heard you've been playing it.
Yes, I have been playing. I've been wanting to get to what games I've been playing, so I will start actually with Borderlands 2. I got it just this past Friday, and I tell you what, it's fucking fantastic. It is exactly what I wanted from the sequel, and more. I wanted the sick comedy that comes with the game. The comedy is there. The weapons, there's fucking a bajillion weapons on there, and you still fucking love how many weapons there is on that game. The characters, I still want to play as the Techromancer, which is like the special class that you get from buying the game on day one, but yet you have to wait 60 to 90 days to actually fucking use that class, so fingers crossed that we get it very soon.
That's the one that I had the most interest into, and I was pissed as fuck when I heard that, and I was like, wow, dick move.
I know. So, moving on from there, I actually finished Sniper Ghost Warrior, and all in all, it was a short game, but I've still got like 3 another 2 sections to fuck about with, plus the online. So that's a work in progress still at the moment. I've been practicing a lot on Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012 because I'm going to be doing a video with some of my buddies on that. A 3DS game, yes, a Nintendo game is in this mix. There's actually the first of 3. This is Splinter Cell 3D, which is basically Chaos Theory on your 3DS in 3D, which doesn't fucking work.
It's amazing. It's amazing how they're willing to re-release Chaos Theory in every conceivable configuration before actually making the series anything like Chaos Theory ever again. It's like Ubisoft are aware of how much people love Chaos Theory and how much people detest the current creative direction for the Splinter Cell series, but they're not willing to actually make the series good.
Yeah, and continuing, as you know, I am a Power Rangers fan, so I've been playing the Game Boy Color version of Power Rangers Time Force, which is actually pretty cool. It's a Power Rangers game on the Game Boy, so it's pretty much 8-bit and it's cool. It's fun. Going up a generation on the Game Boy, I've been playing Legacy of Goku 1 on the Game Boy Advance, and it is still fantastic. You know, I played it 10 years ago, and it was cool then, and it's still cool now, so I'm happy with that. Another game I've been playing is Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2 is just GTA with a bit more freedom. You got a parachute and a fucking grapple hook. You can still do a lot more with that than what you can do in a GTA game right about now. Fantastic game, I'm having great fun with that. And finally, a shoot 'em up, and I've been playing Truxton on the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis. So that's my long list of fucking games I've been playing this past, since we last did the Circle Jerk. Moving on to the next topic.
Yes, please.
That's my line, asshole.
I know.
Anyway, yes, it was a very good Clam Jam, and we thank you for joining us for our Clam Jam. Let us know what games you've been playing, and tell us all about your jam box. Anyway, you know, there's some news coming from the Sony camp. I know, again.
Yay.
Something about a PlayStation 3 bundle coming out, Sainted Magnus. What is this that's going on in the Sony camp?
Right. Let's put it this way. I'm going to go through the 3 regions this new Super Slim that we were prattling on about an hour ago. I'm going to explain the bundles that the UK, the US, and Japanese markets are getting. Now, I don't know much about the Japanese market and what they're getting, but I do know that they're getting a white version of the Super Slim. I think that comes in a 250 and a 500 variants. Same with the black version. In Japan, they get the 250 and 500 gig variants. Now, here's where I think that America got the better deal. They're getting the 250 bundle, and I say bundle, they're getting a Game of the Year edition of Uncharted 3, which, to be quite fair, is a good game to bundle with the PlayStation Super Slim. And they also get the download game Dust 514 with about $30 worth of DLC, and I think that's about $270, which is a good price. It's a good price, and if you want to get into PlayStation gaming, and now's the time really, because that's actually a good entry level price, and you get a good entry level PlayStation 3 with some good games to start you off with. There's also the 500 gig variant. There's no version of it, but that's about $300. Now in the UK, this is where things get a bit different. We get the 12 gigabyte model, which, to be quite fair, what's the fucking point? Considering most game saves are between 3 and 5 gigabytes install. Or if you get...
Yeah, many of the manual installs demand half the fucking memory that it offers.
There you go, Alpha just kind of clarified that. That is going to be £250, which I don't know what it equates to in dollars. I can't...
So it's about $480.
It's a lot of money. And then you get the 500 gigabyte variant in the UK, which is £300 or...
About $550, something like that.
There you go. So the Americans got the best deal, Japan got the best colours, and we get shafted up the arse with Sony's money cock. What are your thoughts, guys?
I think that the system looks really silly and it's ribbed and it's a George Foreman grill and it costs too much and is unnecessary. And I don't know what else to add to that. Razor Fist has words, though. Use words, Razor Fist. Teach it a lesson.
It's ribbed for your pleasure. That's all.
Oh, indeed, it is. It touches you sensually.
It sounds like nobody's being pleasured by this at all.
Well,
I think it's fucking
I don't
stupid.
actually give a shit. I'm gonna throw it to MangaMinx. You have to do my job for me.
I mean, to be fair, I don't give a huge amount of shit about the PS3 in general, just because I had a 360 from launch and I never got a PS3 because it was just
That's
expensive. That's why. But
I'm butthurt now.
but like,
Us Brits are supposed to stick together, and then we're totally different opinions on the PlayStation. Ah!
but
Fuck,
I
no,
don't think it's
to be-
a bad console,
no,
right?
go on, continue.
I just think it's like fucking stupid that it hasn't had a major price cut. I mean, I think it's just the most stupid decision by Sony ever. If they wanted to sell people a PS3 this late in the fucking console cycle, they were going to have to decrease the price dramatically like they did with the PS2 Slim, and they haven't. And they're just fucking wasting our time,
It
basically. I think,
needs,
for this
it
reason.
needs to drop to at least £200 in the UK, and that's for the 500 gig model, or at least give us a fucking bundle for the thing, because that 12 gigabyte model, that's not going to sell. The only reason I'd buy that is because my PlayStation 3, I bought it in 2009, at 3 years into its life cycle, because I had a previous PlayStation 3 before that. But the only reason I'd buy that is to renew, to keep the warranty going, because the consoles nowadays, these current gen consoles have a 3-year warranty on top of what you get from your guarantee when you buy the thing.
Yeah.
Mine's run out, so I need to. If my PlayStation 3 goes bang, I have to go out and buy another one. That's the only reason I'd buy this, this new PlayStation 3. The one thing I want to know is if you can upgrade the hard drive out of the box straight away. I've looked at this.
If you can,
If you can, then I'll buy the 12 gigabyte model, because I believe the 12 gigabyte model is actually flash, not hard drive like the 500 gig model, which I can totally understand with the price point and stuff like that. But I want to be able to update it. Upgrade the hard drive with a bigger hard drive, because that's one of the major selling points on a PlayStation 3 is the fact you can swap out the hard drive with a 2.5-inch, SATA drive or a laptop drive if you're an idiot. That you can change it on a whim. All you need to do is just fucking have a jump drive with the latest update on it, and then you can update the PlayStation and the hard drive straight away. That's the only reason I don't go out and buy one, is if I can swap out my hard drive from my original PlayStation 3 into my new one. That's it.
Well, I have one interesting thing to add to this, and we actually had mentioned as well before the podcast had started, and that's an actual quote from Sony Computer Entertainment America VP of Marketing, John Collar, and he had this to say, and brace your assholes. And he says, quote, "There's no price drop formally, but the thing that's been happening in the market over the last year or so is that there's been so many retail price promotions and so many different gift card offers and all those things being done by all of us, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony, that we've heard from our consumer, enough with all these weird price moves. What we really want is content in games and value," unquote. Do you know what this translates to? This means that we want lots of games, and we want to pay lots of money for the same exact hardware that's been out for, over half a decade now. Because we're all fucking simpletons, apparently.
Evidently.
That's the biggest set of cunts I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it made no sense. Like, I understand, our consumers are just saying that they have all this money to get rid of. And here's the thing, we're going to bring out a new version of it, but we're going to charge a little bit more than the version that's out right now because of herp-a-derp. And that's the only way to end a fucking comment like that, because the entire thing is just like flooding with idiocy. And it just blows my mind that the guy said this, literally said this, and he's a VP.
I would really like him to dig up the one fucking asshole who said that.
Yeah.
Because no one said that. No one said, I really hate it when...
No. He'll dig him up. It'll turn out it was Kevin Butler all along.
It would honestly be nice to, be like this guy. Like, yeah, I have tons of money to throw around. And the thing is, when he uses the word value at the end of the quote, if you use value at the end, doesn't that mean that this is suddenly cheaper? That would be a value. It doesn't make sense unless this offers you something different. Like, let's say they brought this new slimmer model and everything, and it somehow offered you just more right out of the box that the other version somehow didn't. Like, they reinstituted backwards compatibility. Let's say, just for sake of argument, it did that. Okay, I might be able to understand why it's a little bit more expensive. But just saying that the hard drive is a little bit beefier doesn't mean much a dick to me. Period.
I think the general consensus here from all of us is Sony are fucking morons with this move.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I will say that I will say that from the top of the hills. I totally agree with you. The first redesign, it just looked like the fucking PlayStation 3 had been run over by a steamroller. Now that they've made it smaller, it looks like they shrunk it in the wash and they've took inspiration from a George Foreman grill, which is pretty much everybody's assumption of the thing.
In my view, all these PR moves really lead to the only conclusion that Sony assumes that you've never been to an electronics store and found out what hard drives cost. I think that's what their assumption is, that you have no idea what these things cost.
And you could level that same accusation at Microsoft with their fucking shit
The
hard drive.
fucking ridiculous
What's
prices.
that? You want to buy a $20 hard drive? Okay, that'll just go ahead and run the deed to your house through the machine here. Go ahead and take out a second mortgage. It's fine. But
It's fucking stupid.
It is.
Somebody's not paying attention.
I've gone on record by saying that I am a Sony fan. I do enjoy the products, but even this Super Slim, like I mentioned before, the only reason I'd buy it is the fact that when my PlayStation 3 goes bang, I'll be able to go out and buy a new one. But the fact of the matter is that I want to be able to use my previous hard drive and get my game saves. If I can't do that, then what's the fucking point? If it was a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox original, you could just dump them all on a memory card and then just transfer the saves straight over. Now it's not as simple, which is their own fucking fault. They've made it fucking hard. There we go. That's all I can say on the matter, to be fair.
Yep.
good. Shut the fuck up.
So apparently,
What's next?
What's next? And you shut the fuck up,
apparently we all have
Razorfish.
to give Sony the deeds to our house.
I already got mine.
Yeah,
And now
the
the
Hate-Bit house that
has-
we all live in together. Anyway, you know what? There's bad news. Razorfist told me to talk about this, about what's going on with BioWare, Razorfist.
Oh, nothing, not much. Just the two founders of the company are leaving. Just a small little thing like that. They claim that their passion for gaming was on the wane, which I know is a revelation for anyone who played Mass Effect 3 or Dragon Age 2. And they claim that their heart isn't in it anymore, and they want to move on to greener pastures, which I gotta believe any pasture is greener than BioWare about now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. They're moving on. They simultaneously announced their retirement. I think it was kind of a double whammy. They tried to offset the negative press to the shareholders by simultaneously announcing Dragon Age 3. So it was like a two-fisted announcement. But yeah,
So which part is the negative part?
that would be both of them. But they absolutely, you could absolutely tell. I mean, anybody who's played a BioWare game in recent years, these guys were scientists. That was their whole thing. They're both doctors, Dr. Ray Muzaika and Dr. I'm blanking on the other guy's name, but they both have
Professor
ridiculous.
Owen Corey.
Yeah, they both have. I'm going to call him Gimli right now. Gimli, son of Glowing. Dr. Gimli, son of Glowing. They were they were both like doctors, and they had fucking PhDs and I guess astrophysics or something. And that was one of the reasons the first Mass Effect game had all those strong science fiction exploration elements and shit.
You mean it was actually a good game, as opposed
That's
to
why
this?
Mass Effect 1 was so amazing. And then as the series went on, I think commercial pressures stepped in, and I gotta believe that had something to do with it, because they were doing lots of interviews and press for Mass Effect 1. As the series went on, they spoke less and less about the science fiction, and they spoke less and less, period, in public. And I gotta believe that.
Bullshit. It's like they've been forced out by EA, in my opinion. It's very likely they have been. They've been obviously paid lots of money to not say bad things about what the situation is like at Bayer at the moment.
Yeah.
But let's be frank, the company's gone to shit over the last 3 to 4 years, ever since EA took it over, and they've been publishing crap for the last 3 or 4 years. Like, I didn't like Mass Effect 2. I know a lot of people did, but I fucking hated Mass Effect 2. I fucking hated Mass Effect 3. And Dragon Age 2, while the shallow side of me probably enjoyed it slightly, it was a bad game. And the fact is that the Old Republic as well, it's a pretty bad MMO. Like,
Oh man. Oh.
Pretty
shit,
bad?
The shit.
Whoa.
Pretty bad?
that-
That's an understatement of the fucking century, that there.
I did play it a reasonable amount, but I managed to do everything the game had to offer in about 3 weeks, and then I stopped playing.
That was in the 30-day trial that they gave you.
I want to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I want to know who had the bright idea to give an MMO an ending. Like that's
Yeah.
a sound strategy. That'll keep the
was-
user base coming back for more.
But wasn't it supposed to be a? It was supposed to be a single-player game with MMO elements.
It's crap.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, that would
everything
be.
they've done recently is.
It feels like that EA is going in a different direction, and it's not a direction they want to go, so they're gone. They're gone.
Yep.
And they're not good little Germans, so that's not going to work out for them. But yeah, BioWare's going to shit, and this is just one more twitch in the death throes of this company. As
And
far
like
as
I
I'm
say, Dragon Age 3 has been announced. I noticed they were saying that they're going to listen to fan feedback this time round, and that general consensus is that Dragon Age 2 was shit, and they should have really fucking listened to fan feedback that time round. But yeah, I mean, Dragon Age 3, it's called The Inquisition or something like that, I believe. I think the subtitle of the game, or something along those lines anyway.
Some Inquisition or something.
Doubtlessly we'll have fucking Leliana versus Morrigan's kid or some shit like that. Like, it's two factions tear each other a new asshole, and yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
So you're expecting more shit, basically.
Well,
I thought Dragon Age 1 was amazing. One of my favourite games ever.
The first
But,
game, yeah. If it's a return to the first game's form, I think we can both agree it'll be fucking rad.
Yeah, I'd like the first game with the dating sim.
But how fucking likely is that?
Yeah, that's what I worry about. I don't know, because
Open world has been mentioned in the same breath as Dragon Age 3, as is copying Skyrim, I think was what they were talking about almost, so we'll see.
That would be such a bad move. Such a bad move. I
go
mean,
back.
now, granted, Dragon Age 2 had some problems with linearity, no fucking question.
For sure.
But, because, I mean, the whole beginning sequence, I was getting Final Fantasy 13 flashbacks. That was terrible. It was walk forward, cutscene, unfucking believable. But I think you can overcompensate at a certain point. And I get the feeling Final Fantasy 13-3 might be doing that a little bit, too. But that's just me.
Another pointless fucking game.
Dragon Age 3 with multiplayer. Bye, everyone. It's in the game.
Dragon Age 3, yeah.
Oh.
Alpha Omega Sin, how do you feel about Dragon Age 3? I know you're really excited, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm just hoping that it doesn't decide to look at the second game and go, wow, that was a super duper idea. I think I'll go and reenact that, or maybe just shit my pants again and just do it all over to make the fucking fans so happy. So, yeah.
For the record, did you like Dragon Age 2, or did you even play it, or what the fuck?
I didn't play much of it because I didn't own the game. Because the fact that was around time that my 360 was like shitting itself. But yeah, from what I had tried compared to the first one, I was just like, this is drastically different. I'm not really digging this. I know that there's people out there that are like, well, you're just agreeing because everybody else doesn't like it, or you just can't handle change for the few people that could somehow like whatever the fuck they were doing. But yeah, in general, just wasn't really digging it. And part 3, while I want them to do good with it, it's really not on my priority list. I'll be completely honest. That's just me, though. So.
I mean, like, Dragon Age 2, I bought all the DLC and I did play through it all and everything. And I guess to a certain degree, like I said, I enjoyed it, but it is a lot more dumbed down. I mean, to be fair, let's be honest, a lot of people bought the Mark of the Assassin DLC so they could, like, Bukkake over Felicia Day's face superimposed onto an elf.
This is true.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the main reasons lots of people bought that.
I've gotta ask this question because I have not played the DLC, any of the DLC for Dragon Age 2. All I played was the first game, and I couldn't even bring myself to finish that. Although I have seen all the endings, quote unquote, and they're all the fucking same. But I have to ask this question. Like when I was playing Dragon Age Origins, and they did the Awakening DLC and the whatever, all the DLC for that. You could definitely see the direction the series was going in. Did Dragon Age 2 ameliorate did the DLC ameliorate some of the problems from Dragon Age 2? Did it feel like they were moving in the right direction, or?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Alicia, so that wasn't the reason I bought Mark of the Assassin. But I thought Mark of the Assassin was a lot more fun combat-wise. The boss fight seemed to have more mechanics. It felt challenging. I enjoyed it a lot more than certain aspects of the main game, and it had much more varied environments than the first game that I did enjoy, I guess. The other DLC, I can't remember what it was. It was going to some prison somewhere. That was more of the same. But Mark of the Assassin was fairly worth it. I did enjoy playing through it.
Okay, so I just was wondering if they had added any more like RPG elements or anything like that, or if it was relatively banal, just like episodic bullshit.
I'd say it was, to a certain degree, it's more of the same. Yeah, I thought it was just a bit more polished, and I felt the storytelling environments were a bit better than in the main story.
Fair enough. So, anyways, actually,
What's
shit,
next? Is that it?
Isn't it rant o'clock? Did you
It's
just check
time.
your watch?
It's that time. It is. You know
Yeah.
what? We've come to that part of the podcast.
Time to shine.
It's that time. Woo! It's that time. It's your favorite part. It's my favorite part. That's right. The Hate-Bit Rant. And today, our Hate-Bit Rant is brought to us by our special guest, MangaMinx. So, it's rant o'clock. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Well, as you've probably established by now, listening to me talk through the podcast, I am a deprived, sad PC gamer who is constantly bullied and bombarded by the vicious console market, almost like shitting in my face on a daily basis. And one of the main problems that occurs from this is games come out on consoles and then they get a PC re-release much later on, usually like sometimes years later on, and often these re-releases aren't really up to scratch. The PC ports don't tend to be that good, and it's something that, while it is improving, especially in the past, has been very bad. And recently I mentioned I've been playing Dark Souls Prepare to Die, and while Dark Souls is an amazing game, the PC port isn't great. I mean, you do need a controller to really get the most out of it. And while I'm not anti-controller, I mean, I play console games and stuff like that, and I have an Xbox controller for my PC. And I do play the game on the Xbox controller. The PC controls with the mouse and keyboard, absolute fucking shit. It's like fucking trying to... You can't move. You may as well just give up straight away if you're trying to play on a keyboard and mouse. You might as well go and buy a fucking controller now. It may say doesn't work with keyboard and mouse on the front of the fucking box because it's that fucking useless. And it's also like stuck to fucking 30 frames per second when a PC can do so much more. And it has fucking shit resolution textures in general. But that is just a small tip of the iceberg compared to some of the bullshit that we fucking had to put up with on the PC. I'm going to turn your attention to one of the worst fucking suspects in this is Capcom. They are fucking shit at PC ports. Resident Evil 5 is the only good PC port I can think of, and Resident Evil 4 is one of the worst. So I actually bought a copy of Resident Evil 4 recently. This is me trying to kid myself the game was good again and play it yet again. So I bought a copy of Resident Evil 4, popped the disc in my drive, installed it. Fantastic, no problems at all. Yeah, I'm going to play some Resident Evil 4, and this time I've got a trusty mouth instead of a fucking cunt shit Wiimote to aim with, so everything will be fine. And I'm sitting there, and I'm wondering why I can't aim. And I'm wondering why this Spanish guy with upside down question marks next to his text is kicking my face in. And then I realise the mouse does not fucking work. The mouse does not work with Resident Evil 4 out of the box on PC. And they expect you to aim with the WASD keys. And you know what you shoot with? Enter. Of course, that's the most popular popular shit key in the world. I mean, left mouse button, fucking hell. No, we don't need left mouse button. We just need fucking enter. So yeah, you're fucking trying to aim, and you're slowly moving this fucking cursor across the screen as the enemies sort of like move in on you with great speed, and you could not possibly react properly using the fucking WASD keys and the enter key. I mean, what the fucking cunt were they thinking? What a pile of shit. I can imagine them sitting around at Capcom headquarters, fucking like, so the PC port's ready, guys. Do you think we need to put mouse support in? And they're like, nah, don't bother about it. Well, they need mouse support. It's just a PC game, you know. They're not real people to play PC games. They're just fucking cunts who are just desperate for this fucking release because they've been waiting here already. So we may as well just not put the fucking basic things in that they need in the fucking game. And Capcom do this all the time. Like recently, one of my fans gifted me a copy of Resident Evil Raccoon City, and I actually asked for this because once again I thought, you know what, it's Resident Evil. I must be missing something. It's not like all the games are shit or anything. It's just me. It really is. So I thought I'll give Resident Evil Raccoon City, Operation Raccoon City, a try. To be fair, I know it's a cliche pun, but 10 minutes and I was thinking this is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon Shitty because it was a fucking pile of steaming cunt. And the game itself is bad. I mean, it's like Left 4 Dead 2, but it's chronically disabled. Like its fucking legs big and it's limping along, oozing blood out across the floor. And it's just fucking, it's a shit game in general. It was shit on consoles, I've soon found out, but it's even worse on PC. I have a fucking Ninja PC. My PC can do fucking backflips. It can play all the latest games and look amazing. Raccoon City? Oh, hang on, it's running at 10 frames per second suddenly, for no fucking reason. Just because it's been fucking pieced together at a fucking Duplo or some fucking shit building brick or something like that. And it's just bad. Like, the interface is bad. It has a fucking D-pad in the corner of the screen. I'm looking at it like, I don't have a D-pad here. I'm using a mouse and keyboard. And I'm just, like, trying to work out which keys are doing it. You know, like, just hammering every key on the keyboard to try and throw a grenade. Because it's not G, it's fucking 6 on the number pad or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous how this shit can even pass quality control in general. And quick time events on the PC. That's so good. Because like you have to press like F and D at the same time, or A, W, and E at the same time, and that's really easy to do when William Birkin's trying to fucking mount your face. And it's just fucking impossible. You're fucking spinning your fucking mouse around in 360-degree movements trying to mimic these motions on screen. And it has no bearing on what's actually going on. I died nearly 20 times to the first fucking quick time event. I was almost putting my fist through the screen by the time I actually did it. And coupled that with the fucking laggy just gameplay, the fucking shit-looking fucking game in general, and some of the worst AI I have even ever seen in the game, like fucking running into walls and fucking mounting each other while you're meant to be shooting this massive fucking mutant running down the corridor towards you. It's absolutely ridiculous. And not only is it a bad game, it's one of the worst PC ports I've ever seen. And person who bought this for me, I'm really sorry. I really, really value the fact you bought it for me, and I did ask for it, but please take it away. It's so fucking shit. And it's just something that's prevalent throughout the industry. Konami do it all the time as well. Fucking Silent Hill Homecoming. Oh, I'm just going to save my game. I may as well go and put the kettle on and fucking make a cup of tea, because that's what we do in England. We make tea. And fucking may as well have a shit as well, because it's going to be a good 3 or 4 minutes before the game unfreezes itself once I press A next to a fucking save game symbol. It's fucking ridiculous that games companies think they can get away with it. And while Dark Souls isn't a bad culprit in this, the flaws are minor. It just made me think of all the shit I've had to put up through over the years as a PC gamer. I am the deprived fucking market. Fucking consoles get everything right. It's absolutely fine. But on PC, they can't fucking even do the controls, the basic fucking thing that you used to move the game right. I mean, I would have had more fucking chance aiming in Resident Evil 4 with a fucking Wiimote than I did with a non-mouse. It's fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
Console ports are shit.
You just put me to shame with that rant. My goodness.
Yep, you're fucked, mate. You're sacked. Fuck off. Don't come back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That would be far too much British.
Clap,
Wow.
clap, clap, clap.
I think we should give her a clap for that one.
Yeah.
Yes, let's all give her the clap.
Let's all give her the clam jam.
Big clap.
Oh.
Hey,
You produce your own clam
There's
jam.
one problem, guys. There's one
We
problem.
got the scoops.
We're guys.
This is the problem.
I'm afraid I am a
No.
certified
So,
lesbian.
what? Like, okay, I completely agree. Like, and I definitely think like some of the worst like fucking console ports, far and away, are Konami ones. I think they're almost as bad as Capcom with it. their Silent Hill PC ports, they always like outsource it to some just backwoods hick fucking development studio that has, you know, one mobile phone game to their name.
They've just done this with Devil May Cry, actually. The new Devil May Cry is coming out about 6 months after the 360 and PS3 versions, and it's been outsourced to some Polish studio I'd never heard of. Not that I'm actually that excited about the new Devil May Cry. It's like Dante has gone all American, and it makes me laugh. It's like, but it looks shit, and I'm sure the PC port will be as universally shit as all their other PC ports, apart from Resident Evil 5.
And Resident Evil 5 was already an abortion anyway.
Oh wow, yeah, you didn't. That game did not need help to be shit, but Capcom somehow found a way.
Yep.
Oh.
And after Resident Evil 4, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hating on Resident Evil 4. Fuck you if you don't like it.
To be fair, I have hated on all of them today.
Like I said,
shit, guys.
like I said before the podcast, I mean, like, Konami though, like, I have all the Silent Hill games on PC, all the first 4 anyways, on PC. There's actually a fan-made PC port of Silent Hill 1 that's not half bad. And but yeah, Silent Hill 3 and 4 in particular are just. I've never gotten to the main menu in Silent Hill 3. There's so many compatibility problems with this fucking port, and Silent Hill 4 has this like weird graphics thing, like you can see through people's faces, like they'll be talking and their eyeballs will be like you can see their entire eyeball.
It's Silent Hill. That's part of the game. What you're talking about? It's like
right,
it's a feature.
right.
It's on the back of the box. It's a feature of the PC versions.
That's by design, naturally. No, some of the worst ports you will ever play in your life. Absolutely.
Agreed. A fucking
Chaos!
Chaos, close it up.
Okay, let me get the zipper. Hold on a second. All right. You know what? It happened again. You motherfuckers just wasted another perfectly good couple of hours of your life listening to the Hate-Bit podcast. I'm Yo Chaos. Our special guest has been MangaMinx.
Thanks very much for having me, guys.
Thanks very much.
Sainted Magnus.
Yes, I'm off. I'm off to go and hate on more Nintendo Wii U bullshit, so I shall see you next week.
Alpha Omega Sin.
Tutti, fruity, patootie, goodbye.
Just play the Resident Evil 6 on TV.
And the Ravishing Razor Fist.
Yes. God fucking speed, folks. Thanks for listening.
And I'd like to offer my sincerest apologies to Katie Sagal and the estate of the late, great John Ritter.
Hate-Bit Podcast.